god, what did happen last week?
Good question.
Where the heck did we start?
After the vacation.
Yeah, vacation. My
We
brain
started-
is legitimately dead right now, so if I sound stupid, that's why.
I think we started at the vacation, didn't we?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Our quote-unquote vacation, where like half of us are
Yeah.
writing theses on the terrace.
Yeah.
It was that.
And the other half is desperately
I'm gonna
trying to
become
learn
a
resurrection magic.
Terrace PhD, yeah. And then Dumper's just vibing and forging things.
Yeah.
While the rest of us are panicking, so yeah. We did a bunch of research on the Tarrasque. That thing's going to destroy us, I'm calling it now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey,
There's no way we're gonna win.
What?
you got a chance.
Do
Oh,
we?
good.
It's
He said it's a chance, not a
Probably-
good chance.
somewhere around 50-50.
Oh.
No
No,
one
it's
dropped.
not
It's probably-
fire
No,
great
no.
confidence.
The fact that we had to fight elf of Tarrasque, which the Tarrasque by itself is a world ender, is very concerning. Especially
You
with
have
the-
a
I
gold
think the
dragon.
current version of the
Yeah,
game.
but
That's
argue
what
that.
makes it
Gold
concerning.
dragon.
That's
We have a
what makes it
level 20
concerning.
paladin. We might have Uther.
If we didn't have them, we would be fucked.
We might
Oh,
have
yeah.
regardless, but
But, you know, that's like saying, hey, if we didn't play the game, we'd be screwed.
Yeah.
I'm
very
like,
true.
yeah.
Let's see. We killed a bunch of rats, then we had a heart-to-heart with Queek, who we decided to not murder.
I figured out he has an
Because,
AC of
oh hey,
26.
he recognizes that we're fucked, so he can go leave.
Yeah, he and all the ratlings are kind of just effing off. Good for them, honestly. Way smarter than we are.
Oh yeah,
The rest of us are just walking.
we have like
disasters.
obligations and shit.
Do we?
I mean,
Let's see.
Wait, did we do the Tarrasque research after? Because I feel like that was our second time off.
Yeah, I think we
when
might have
did
done the
that.
Tarrasque research early after. I think we started midway through.
Oh, I was
Evolved
doing
the
the.
rats.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Then we looted the remainder of the Vault of Crexus, so we have even more shiny things now.
Yeah.
Then we went on
Yeah.
quote unquote vacation. None of us were relaxing. It wasn't vacation.
no.
It was we're working on things separately instead of as a group vacation.
Yeah.
The Virgo Santa Claus.
Don't remember for the life of me what we did after that, if anything.
The, I
Yeah,
still
Merry
like it.
fucking Christmas. Dink.
Merry
Oh,
Christmas
yeah.
here. My two good friends I probably would be more friends with than the other group that I'm with. Here you go.
Very
Here's
nice.
two shiny armor.
Did you
Here's
listen to
two
that?
shiny
Yeah,
plates of armor.
Jumper's just dicking out people.
Did you listen to the pop around the corner?
Oh, did we lose someone? We lost Zane briefly. Did we lose me? I don't think we did. Does this chat work? Hold, please.
At least most of it. That's all I remember at any rate.
It's yeah.
Pretty
All right.
much.
We
You
did some.
get
We did.
your inspiration. May you use it well.
Save it.
And
I
Save it
will
for the
not.
Tarrasque.
Everybody, you know, just hope that someone else gets the recap
Inspiration.
over the next 4 or so sessions and just hoard it for the Tarrasque.
Oh,
we just do a pass to whoever doesn't have inspiration.
Josh, I have a- does inspiration trump a Tarrasque?
I mean, there's
Once-
a lot of context I'm gonna need.
I inspired the Tarask to die.
I use my inspiration, instant heart attack. Which heart?
You
What?
activated my
Yes.
trap card. Inspiration.
All right, so
I turned
you
its blood into
guys have a week and a half, I think.
I thought
We
we were done
did,
with a week and a half. We did, that.
Yeah, we
did.
Yeah.
Did we? Oh,
Yeah,
We
that's
just
what
did
we-
the
and
week
then
and a
you're like-
half.
And then you're like, okay, we done.
That's when
For
we
today.
did like the research on the Taras, and now we're gathering together and be like, oh,
yeah, that's
fuck,
where I
oh,
was
fuck.
scrambling to hastily put together the stat block I hadn't done yet.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you haven't done it.
I haven't done it. It's,
Josh!
What's
It's
stat
daunting.
block?
It's done
okay,
because we
it doesn't
asked.
need this
I
many
do-
abilities,
Daunting, there's a
okay? You don't have to
problem.
worry about it.
I do promise, like I'm not adding to its basic stat block, but the gist of the research session was like, yeah, he hasn't needed to use his legendary or mythic abilities yet, so
Mhm.
nobody freaking knows.
Yay.
I haven't made them yet.
So, to conclude on the previous points, yeah, we're fucked.
We're fucked.
No.
No.
Yeah,
way.
yes.
You sure about
Yeah.
that?
Ow.
Fine, I'm fucked.
I'm fine.
Well,
Possibility.
that's a
There we
different
go.
story.
All right. So
For one reason or another.
Yes.
what are you guys going to do?
Cry.
Okay. After that,
Um,
that's a given. That's a part of the daily routine.
That's
Exit
part of
red.
I mean,
I think
depends on who you
we're
ask.
gonna go get the armor, the breastplate of what's his face.
Well, isn't it? Well, when is
I thought the
when is
meeting was
thing?
like today.
Oh,
yeah,
We have to go to the
I
meeting.
thought that was what we were waiting for.
I don't fucking know.
yeah.
I mean, we all know how bad my sense of time is, so, you know, don't take my word for it.
Oh, my
but I feel
my
like
sense of
that's
time is
kinda accurate.
god awful.
Um,
Yo, but day is it?
My mind blanked when you said that. I'm like, I think it's Sunday. Wait, no, it's Thursday, Friday.
Wednesday.
Friday.
Apparently, all I have to do is ask what day is it. Never in this chat takes psychic damage.
yeah.
Are you an elder brain?
I mean,
No, I'd be more intelligent.
this all your dogs. Someone can you like message are gonna have to make sure that we're actually having the meeting today.
Yes,
Okay.
you are having the meeting today.
Okay.
I just wanted to see how long it would take.
Also, what's the facilities
We've like
transformation?
pulled out a calendar where we're like reading it upside down.
Facilities transformation?
The
Facility just I can't read.
Foley has 20 eyeballs today,
Oh.
all
Oh.
over your body.
Oh.
Nico still
You'll
got
be
fun with
really
that.
good at seeing if people are lying.
No, I just
That
see
help.
more. I don't see better, I just see more.
It's the epitome of I am doing 2 million calculations in my head at
And
once,
they're all
and they're
wrong.
wrong.
Wait, Danielle, do you still have to roll your new d20s or?
Yeah, I suppose.
I was like, oh,
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, those are
Oh.
good.
oh, those are
That's
great.
so close to perfection, but
No, perfection is one number only. We all know what it is.
So
perfection
close.
is a 20 and a 1.
No, perfection is a 6 and a 9.
No, that's nice.
Those are exactly the most useless rolls you can get.
Exactly.
Well, 20 saying, oh, you have to be quicker than that. Oh.
No, I'll just fucking around basically. We're having a meeting today, but that's about it.
Where's the token?
Right here by your gate.
Second place.
Second gate.
Yeah, where's first place, huh?
Well, it was up here.
It was up here, but now it's it's not like right here at this point.
All right, let's get moving.
Yay.
No.
We gotta.
I am just as unexcited as all of y'all.
And yet.
Everybody roll me a d10.
We get to see Josh with multiple personality disorder now.
This is gonna be so annoying. I've written out a script for the structured part.
That's great.
I got
And-
my fucking notebook.
One more d10.
I got my fucking
Teleport us,
notebook ready.
please.
Matt.
Please. Thank
We
fuck
might,
God.
we might teleport, but do we really want to procrastinate that badly?
Never
Probably
asked me
not. Clea will get mad.
We teleport right to the deep A's. Oh, we should go get that blast plate now.
Oh,
Because
fuck.
y'all
that.
got lost.
Y'all have your
Oh.
conference. We'll be there at some point. We're currently we don't know.
We'll be there in 3 to infinity business days.
We'll have to see what time
Everybody, roll me a survival check to get on Lost.
Add bird.
Okay.
I'll do also
I'm not
do
there with them, so I can't help them at all.
Nope.
And to be fair, with how much of a teleporting mess Korthia is, I feel like being late would just be like understood at this point.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Korthia screwed us over, and they're like, mood.
Everybody's like, no, we never get teleported. It's just you guys. What?
We're like, wait,
What?
what?
Also, I'm gonna
Is
cast
that why
Past
everyone
Our
thinks that
Trace.
it's like we're crazy?
Oh, is this happening? Okay.
Oh.
No.
So,
Uh,
eventually, you guys begin to hear a very loud, very, very loud clank.
Oh.
Oh.
You hear the sounds of the footsteps of the executioner.
No.
He is here!
I knew he was gonna pop up at the worst possible moment.
And as you peek your head out of a corner, you find yourself right in front of Buckle Down Row.
Excuse me!
You see down the row of taverns, walking down the row in a very calm and steady fashion, is the executioner.
I'm sorry, what the
Wait.
fuck?
Like he's tamed by the queen?
No fucking shot.
Please, God, fuck, no.
Oh.
We're
As
leaving,
he
but that's
reaches
vital information.
the near end of the row, he quickly does an about face and continues down to the other end.
So we're leaving, right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yes.
Why is he
Also-
patrolling Buckle Down Row?
I don't know.
It's because the queen has the heirs. There might be some type of control between the kingship and the the executioner.
God fucking
we-
damn
We
it.
might be able to move this X since we know he's over here now.
No, there's still sketchy shit going on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, roll me a d10.
Fucking
no.
fuck.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Bye guys.
Can we just
It's
text
been
him
nice
now and
knowing
say
you,
we're
bro.
gonna be late? When's this supposed to start? How long do we have?
It is currently 8 o'clock. You have until noon.
Oh.
Okay, we got time. We have a chance.
Oh, you just jinxed it for yourselves. You're gonna be showing up fashionably late.
No. The reason
Cool, you can do the
think-
talking for all of us.
I don't know where you. Okay. Really
Sounds like a
trust
you
me?
problem, bud.
Meh.
Yeah. And also,
As you guys make your way around the market square, you encounter a group of arcane wraiths.
Oh boy, the city really hates us today, doesn't it?
It knows we're after it, and it wants us dead.
Yeah, once it's dead, it's like, you bastards. You're trying to get rid of the fucking.
You trying to get rid of me?
Delirium's out here like, you really thought
That's
thought you could stop me.
That was cute. Real cute.
Adorable.
I need to check my undead monsters.
You really don't.
No, you don't. You
Figure
can
out
just
how
leave them
many
to
of
die.
them there are.
No, you
One.
don't.
That is 6.
Ah.
Well, I can cast protection against good and evil on myself.
As they form a semicircle around you and prepare their spells.
Fucking.
These are the wraiths that try to possess you, are they?
No, those are warp. We're not warp witches.
No, warp witches is the correct word.
Mm.
Oh, it is. Okay. I don't think we've ever fought these the arcane race.
You have.
Oh, we have. And they just shoot
Oh!
lightning.
They're the lightning boys.
Oh boy,
Oh,
the
those
lightning
bastards.
boys.
I'm just a lightning boy.
I'm just an island boy.
All right. Are you kidding me? No APIs again.
He
Oh.
doesn't want you to do this.
Give me a minute to reboot.
Oof.
What game does Josh get sent to?
No,
Take
I
your
open a
bets.
new tab for rebooting.
Ah.
Possible infinite loop detector. What are you talking about, game?
Huh?
What? Has Josh created an infinite loop in Roll 20?
This really is doomed.
Oh my
What
god.
the fuck is happening
This is just a
today?
sign. This is just a sign that we're gonna die, and Roll20 is basically saying, "This is your final chance, Josh, to change your mind."
It's saying this is our final chance to just freaking run.
Yeah.
One week.
Let's go find
What is
Why,
Eric?
you fools?
Everybody, roll for initiative.
Oh no! What is
Oh my
this?
god.
Roll
That is-
20. Roll 20.
I don't know, man.
Oh my god!
Just start running.
Ilda!
That's all
Daniel, you know, I was really hoping one of us would like get out of this. You know.
I don't think it's happening. Also, why is my head so
That was
low?
pretty fucking low for me.
Same.
One. God damn.
That was barely an 8.
Alright, can Doc, Dubrick, and Ilda make me dex saves?
Good
Lightning bolt!
Get outta here.
Why?
Today on Josh
least that
continues to spam 3rd level damage spells.
Which one do you
This is
get?
slightly
A
less
lion?
dying.
Oh wow.
Oh, did you get Max?
Max damage.
Not anywhere near max damage, but everyone who's failed DC 14 takes 38 lightning damage.
Aye.
Oh.
Thank you.
Absorb damage.
I really don't like this line that I'm standing in.
Yeah, same.
Can Julius, Doc, and Dubrick make me dex saves?
Doc, you might go down again. Is that okay?
How much?
God fucking damn it.
How much damage? First one?
38 was the first one.
You know, the greatest thing that came out of all this, my dad gave me a peanut butter pie.
Hey.
I like peanut butter pies, dude.
I've never had a
Everyone who's
peanut
failed
butter
DC
pie.
14 takes 25 lightning damage.
Oy.
Finally, it is Dubrick's turn.
Okay.
This is like, just kill him. Kill him now.
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me just. 15. Okay. Fuck this. Zephyr Strike. We are using everything to get out of this shit. Just check how we spell something. Yeah, I already used the one for an sword. Zephyr Strike. We are. And we're just gonna load on number. We're just gonna load on number 3. Just add everything. Okay.
All the buttons, yes.
Yep. Did that hit, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number what?
Number 3.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, and does that hit?
That'll also hit.
Does that hit?
And that'll also hit.
Almost
Almost
okay.
killed.
We are second one. Second winding. We are acid surgeon.
Fair enough.
No.
Oof.
Be fine.
Oh my fucking god.
That will kill it.
Josh,
Okay.
Josh.
In
You can
that
see your next
case,
actions.
I'm going to run up this building and fucking duck under the other side, and that is my turn, Josh.
But slowly.
Okay. Let me just There's so many things that I could do, but I don't know what would be the best to do.
Cry.
Let's put a protection from energy on Doc against lightning. And then, go... How far did I move? 5 feet, gotcha. We're gonna go crouch in a corner.
Doc, you have resistance to lightning damage. Keep that in
freaking
mind
more
in the
lightning
next
bolts.
coming couple of rounds.
Yeah.
It lasts an hour.
Doc and Julius, Dex saves.
See, that's why I did that.
Why? I don't have a chance to do that.
DC 14 or 24?
DC 24.
DC
Yeah, right.
14 or 24. Julius, Doc, and Pasoli Dex saves.
Okay.
You know, when I said I wanted to be a tank, I didn't think it would be like this.
Should have.
DC 14 or 26.
Let me just
What
absorb
did you
elements.
think it would be like?
You know, shields, you know, men, swords,
Men.
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 not lightning.
Doc and Ilda Dex saves. Oh, that's
Just
a-
wait.
that's a-
Julius and I just wait. We're gonna go ape shit on your asses.
You've passed half of 34. Doc, it is your turn. You were slowly being shipped away at.
Yep. Let's see. I'll get a healing word. Actually, no. Yours, cat.
You
What?
clicked on the turn marker.
There you
Whoop.
Cool.
Doc heals
Thank you.
round 1 for 4.
go. And then I hide behind the cart.
You will have half cover, but you will also be considered prone.
That's fine.
Julius,
Yeah, motherfuckers. North or south? Hello, Taylor. North or south?
South.
Sounds good. Oh, that water just splashed up into my eye.
Oof.
Oh. Oh.
Quit drinking what you're supposed to be taking.
Puts down flask. Aw. Ignatius, 1.
Oh. Okay then.
that'll hit.
2.
That'll
Is it
hit.
good?
Do your math. I don't know.
Let me pull out my 1084 plus silver edition calculator really fast.
All right. You're outdated by 4-year calculator.
Yeah, I got this one for free. AKA, someone left it on the table.
Expensive.
That's 78.
Nice.
Jeez.
It is dead.
Nice.
I can't reach it.
You have a
Oh, I
bonus
forgot
action,
to-
don't you?
New bonus section, Ignatius.
No,
Yeah, bonus. Yeah.
I feel like you should.
Throw
have,
Ignatius.
I mean,
You
know,
never
I
hear the
gotta-
end of it.
I'm really thinking about it. No. But I'm like Ignatius, but the third attack. Do I have javelins? I
Do
don't.
you?
I'm reading. I don't have javelins.
You suck.
Why don't I have javelins? Oh, probably because I took a light crossbow. What was I thinking?
Nobody knows.
Do I? Oh, that is my turn.
Hilda.
Alright, let's go mark this nerd over here.
Just was like, you know, I thought we said north or south. You know, we're gonna like double up on something.
I think you got this. Bonus action, knock this idiot prone if I can. Ignore the +9.
It is immune to the prone condition.
That's fine. We'll just try and murder him normally then.
That'll hit. Oh my gosh.
God.
That will kill it.
Sick. I'll just stare at the other one. We're done.
Julius and Ilda, make me dex saves.
Oops.
23.
Yes. Party's biggest fear.
Rip.
The lines.
Ilda, you have failed for 30 lightning damage.
Oof.
Nubrick.
Steady aiming and shoot at number 5.
Alright.
Okay. Let's see. This one I'm just gonna put I'm gonna use a sharpshooter. So he won't fucking die. Let's see. And... Oh, shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oops. Michelle's doing another +10 on that. 'Cause I've got the
That'll hit. I think it's still alive. I'm pretty sure.
I think I
That doesn't stack. For double.
that'll be fucking
That would
broken.
absolutely break the game.
Yeah, who wouldn't take sharpshooter? I could just throw Ignatius and get sharpshooter.
Well, you would just take away Great Weapon Master.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll do your math.
Um, That's 60 damage in total.
It is
And,
dead.
Yeah. That's my turn.
But Sully.
Alright, I am gonna tap Doc with a heal.
Heal!
I wish. And then proceed to hide under the cart.
You will have 3/4 cover, but they will have the same from you.
Yeah.
Julius and Elda, dex saves.
No.
You got it, boss.
And it runs away.
It's...
I can try.
Yeah.
You have both passed. 24, half it.
No.
I'll just say no.
Doc.
Okay. So. Nope. Okay.
Just cast Meteor
Second
Swarm.
flame on 6.
Jeez. Talk about gross overreactions. Meteor Swarm on a Wraith.
Kill it! Kill it now!
I mean, I do have fires.
It's...
No.
You
You
go on over there,
failed
you
to
do that.
save. That hurts really bad. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Julius, go kill it. Come on. You're barely scratched.
I know.
You still have more health than my max. Shut up.
1,
That'll hit. It lives.
2,
That'll hit. It's dead.
Wonderful.
and then 25. 30. Cries and lack of javelins, and that's my turn.
Ilda.
We'll use the right tool, because we're good at this game. And then we'll throw a hammer at its face.
Yeah, those will both hit.
Is it bad?
For ridiculous, it
It's-
lives.
I would like it to not do that, in fact. That's
Moi.
It is enough so
Saying to
that.
you.
Oh, yes, okay. It is very much
Eh.
dead.
After you throw it,
Fuck
you look
off.
at it. You look at it, you just bitch.
Was it,
Oh, you
necessary?
lived.
Was it necessary to 3rd level smite it?
No!
That's a 3rd level smite.
Do I care? Also no!
Power move, right there.
I'm done with this shit.
And that is the end of combat.
I could have 4th level smite.
The battle
I think
music
that's
is
a bit
still
too-
That
going.
is so absurd. Please turn off the music.
So, we're just so dumb. with
You
Just
guys are
bullshit.
so aggressive right now. What happened?
Shut up.
I wonder
College.
why.
I have.
That he sucks.
Okay, give me another D10, everybody.
Well,
Every time
Josh,
this happens
Josh.
to us, I understand Argonauts wanting to burn it to the ground.
Yeah.
Yes. And we come back. We're all our hair is just frizzled out. Fasoli's feathers are just puffed out. And we come back. I'm like, our opinion on delirium. It sucks. Kill it all.
Fasoli's feathers at this point are eyeballs.
Eyeballs.
Puffed
think
up
you get more than
eyeballs like
20
the big fry.
feathers.
All right, so you guys do find 2 delirium crystals
Ooh.
being carried by those wraiths.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a great thing to bring to this meeting.
I'll take those. I'll take those.
yeah. I might give it a dog. Not dog. Dobrik.
Yeah. It's like a feed my helmet.
Helmet
Occasionally.
Numb.
Yeah. I can literally get my charges from just sacrificing a crystal to it.
Well, now we have 6 crystals, so.
Yes.
Oh god, that's just so romantic.
It's only use 2 of those, okay?
Hey, I am only
Think
using
so at
2
the
of
same
them.
time.
Just
I'll
only
let
do
that
the
be more creeped up.
What?
Let's only do the thing.
I like to imagine it's not just like it's just each eye slowly closes and
Yeah.
opens at random times.
So I typed
just
up
throwing a
mini
blanket
eye
over somebody.
in the gifts, and someone put a bunch of googly eyes on their face.
Yeah. I saw that. Somebody on my Steam list is playing Geometry Dash right now. What the hell?
All right, we get to the cathedral with no major issues.
Did we?
Did we?
Well, if you really want to consider that major, whiny baby.
Yes.
Yes.
I was talking more about the executioner discovery, but
Oh well, yeah, that's a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
We're just gonna walk in. Yo, Queen, why do you have the executioner as a pet?
You know,
what?
we're gonna say that. All we need to say is we saw the executioner buckle down row making rounds.
it looked like it was patrolling.
Just so I heard you got a new pet. How's that going for you?
She's
Where'd
gonna
you
probably.
get it? It's
She's like,
very
Daniel,
unusual.
Daniel, if you say that, she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Petra and Ansem are doing well." I'm pretty sure that's what she'll say.
It's,
Like,
passively
it'd
gives
be a
threat.
bad idea to kill you on the spot, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Well,
To try to, yes.
Oh,
We
yeah, totally.
if the dragon does it, I'm pretty sure he can get away with it. Because who wants to fuck with a dragon?
I mean, that's
'Cause he's a
assuming
fucking
that
dragon.
that's the actual queen, which I think is pretty much guaranteed to be a non.
Yeah.
I'm
So as-
not saying it would do any good. I'm just saying it would be satisfying.
As you guys arrive at the cathedral, the doors have been replaced back onto their hinges and refitted. You're down here. Coming into the cathedral, a very big wooden table round has been set up in front of the brazier of the sacred flame. And sitting at it currently is Argonath, who is checking through is leafing through a set of papers, and Clea, who has turned her chair around and is looking at and talking to Cassandra Wyeth and Uther.
He's back.
It's just is that you?
Don't, Julius, don't make it weird.
Having a
Hey,
conversation of their own is Lucretia Matthias, who is currently propping herself on a large cane, and Nathaniel Flint, and a Curian that none of you recognize as of yet.
Who's Nathaniel Flint again?
He's the
He's
guy that
the-
we met as a tree sap guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was the first of the Mormons that we found.
right.
He's
Yeah.
chill.
He's chill. He's pretty
He's
awesome.
as chill as any of us ever are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much chiller than us.
That's not hard.
Julius watching the door. If nobody else is going, I'm gonna go in then.
Let's let's do this.
I mean, I feel like I would have been in here, but yeah,
Yeah, where are you?
right here.
Hmm,
An
Where
experience.
are you?
And I say here.
Wait, what?
When did I get a twin brother?
Oh, you did have new hearts.
It was
Uh,
like,
The only one? What?
Josh, you did. Josh, wait, you weren't the one that casted clone on yourself?
I figured if it was gonna be anyone, it'd be you.
Yeah.
no.
Wait, Josh would be a warlock. Never mind.
Are you kidding? If anyone were to
Stop.
cast clone, it would be me.
You just want to
Uh-huh.
recreate your own body.
Yeah.
Clone is such a vague spell, but anyways.
Yeah.
You
I'll
guys
cast
attempt to
reincarnation
engage
on
any
myself, just get power.
conversation at the moment.
No, I
no.
think we'll just like wait. Well, Julius is gonna wait until like it's, you know,
Try and get all of our hair to stop standing on end.
Yeah.
just pulls out a
I'm-
comb and just get
I'm
down.
just gonna, I'm gonna talk.
Alfalfa style.
I'm gonna talk to Mr. Dragon and ask him where he wants me to be in this whole thing because of the whole Demon contract and also where Ilda should be too.
I don't think that I have anything to worry about the two of you in this specific meeting. Enough prominent members within the city will be gathered that I doubt any of you will have a chance of doing anything foolish, of your own volition or otherwise.
That's fair. Just wanted to know if you wanted us to do anything.
Barbara just goes like takes the long way around, but goes the other side and just like sits down and is basically praying for the strength to get him through this fucking meeting.
Honestly.
Remember, everyone, make sure we save at the nearest bonfire. in the center.
Okay,
That'll
we gotta
respawn all
save
the
shit.
enemies, though.
Save's coming. Save's coming for the best ending.
Exactly.
As long as we win the fire.
I need my.
It's okay, I could use a little bit of cleansing flames.
We all good.
Yeets himself into
But
the
if I-
fire.
Give me that sunlight
You
spear,
reckon if I
damn it.
just step into the fire, it'll get rid of the
So I did learn some things about that Taras thing, and yeah, it's not good.
yeah,
we
not
learned
good.
some things too.
Do I,
What'd you guys learn?
It's not good.
How to cry properly.
I'm like,
I
where's
learned
my
it.
nose?
I learned it has a frightening presence. It has a high AC of a very high armor class, and it also does the thing where it can put you into a shadow dimension.
No, I learned that you just like can't fly properly near it, and that most spells will either fail or just bounce back in your face.
Oh,
Yay!
Also, it can scare you and make you take a lot of pain, just a lot of pain.
Julius is just
Nothing but
yay.
pain.
so
Also, yeah, shadow dimension doesn't sound good.
no break, no.
No. Julius run over. Give me that. Give me that.
Can I have it?
Tosses it in the fire. Let the shot go off randomly.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh god. Fuck that. Never
Lord.
puts away. It's like fine. I'm just,
Does
You
Uther
know,
like
yeah, that's
look
fine.
at this group and be like, oh god, them again?
No,
Honestly,
that's
but
well.
no.
That was Clea the entire time before Argonath. What are you talking
You
about?
guys made
Uther
Uther
too.
take a vacation. I don't want to hear it. Uther took a vacation because
Hey,
of
if
this group.
Uther could take a vacation at the Northrend
No.
party, he would have.
It wasn't because of this group.
The Northern
Yes.
Party didn't stick around for long enough to mess with that much.
No, it was
that much.
because
We
of
were
this
too busy
group.
running up after Karsten
Uther
was back.
just
Fair.
kind of turns around at the mention of his name. I was put on leave for some things that were said by a certain individual and the actions of some members of this group.
Cheers.
And then he turns back around to continue conversing with Clea.
What did I say?
Oh, what do you know about that, Hans?
Oh, from what I could tell, he seems to be very tired and had to be on vacation because of this group. 'cause
We
I
are
definitely
all
wasn't.
very
Hey, I'm
tired,
tired of this
Hans.
too.
yeah.
I mean, you said
Clea
it
also
honestly,
chimes
that's
in with
fine.
her 2 cents. It's not often a good idea to be judging another person when one is part of the problem, Hans.
Yes, I definitely have embraced my part in this group.
You're
And stop
You're a
judging
failure,
others
Hans.
for the problems that you have done.
Yeah.
Julius
Just
will
admit
look
that
at
you're a disaster like the rest of us. I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
like the queen.
Yeah.
We're all failures here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Failure.
Hey, we're going for the redemption arc. Let's have some at least a little.
No,
panic.
Julius is going for the
Partway-
redemption arc. The rest of us are fucked.
Partway through this conversation, Runeweaver arrives.
Which way do you come
He
from?
wears his normal robes and carries one of the staves of them all. And by his side are not any human attendants. Instead, he has two constructs with him. One of the delirium-fused electricity creatures, and another large four-armed gargoyle with copper metal rods sticking out of its body in 4 different places. He takes a position close to the door with enough vision to see everyone in the room.
For
And then
fireball.
he waits.
Oh, there he is.
Can we take a short rest during this? Since we have like 3 hours.
Also, why is there all your guys' hair fluffy?
Some lightning-y
Fucking
bastards.
roots.
This Korthian is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
Korthia is very terrible.
Yeah.
Josh, are we allowed to take a short rest?
You are.
Thank God. Well,
We just go
I thought-
chill in a corner.
Julius
Solely will chill with you.
So how edgy you want to be over here? Why is everybody coming over here?
Because we travel as a pack.
Doesn't mean you have to deal with us.
I just tend to follow Julius or Ilda because they're the people that die the most.
I want to make sure.
Excuse you.
Recently.
I haven't died.
I
Yeah.
want to make sure.
Who
that
do you
if
think
anyone
made that
tries to
happen?
In my mind, that the people can deal with me, can deal with me.
Julius,
Yeah,
who do you
I
think made that
haven't
happen?
died.
In sniping range of Dubrick at all times.
I'll just be right next to Julius
Big
at all
talk
times.
when you're in range of Dober.
Everything's in range of Dubrick now. They have a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
I see the target a
The
mile
perfect
away.
plan.
I got this.
And also, you know, Dumber could probably get up here without just like probably climbing a beam just real quick. So,
All right, Altair.
Ooh, I built him like that.
I
For a
know.
reason.
All right, it's you. Okay.
God. Oh yeah,
So,
Dumber. Oh, go on, Josh.
with 30 minutes before the established time of the meeting, you begin to hear the blaring of horns, trumpets, as if announcing the arrival of a member of a royal family.
Oh God.
As walking in through the doors with a flourish is the Queen of Thieves, escorted by 2 other people, one a man and the other a woman, only distinguishable by their outlines, for they wear a lot of heavy leather armor, and their faces are covered by owls and masks. The Queen
Oh.
herself arrives in her typical elegant yet gaudy garb of bright red, accentuated by the dark grays of her innerwear. She takes a seat with her 2 attendants flanking her. I guess first.
I cast Meteor Swarm!
You get countered by like 3 people.
I can't.
I
I
Including
spell Meteor
Fasoli.
I
Swarm.
think one of them Fasoli.
A subtle spell meteor swarm.
Wild magic
Oh, yeah.
surge.
All right.
Yeah,
I've
another
been
meteor
evil this
swarm.
whole time, but guess what? I'm evil for a different reason.
Okay. This during this time, I give Doc I give everyone here, our party, double radio, and I tell Ilva and Julius I might know where the breastplate of Vitrilio is.
That's it.
Oh,
What do you guys? It's in I believe, a cathedral or a chapel near the edge of the crater.
I might have to make a trip there then.
There is
Let's
the
do
Lord
a
Commander.
rapid play after this.
So so who's so who wants to sit at the table?
I think we're all setting
Where's
up the
Lord
table.
Commander at?
I well, Julius walks forward.
We're decreeing
very,
your ambassador.
very uncomfortably takes a seat. I mean, nobody else did, so I might as well.
I'm just gonna go over and whisper to Clay, like, do you know where the Lord Commander is?
He should be here in at least a minute or two. It is with only 5 minutes left that staggering out of the catacombs of the cathedral, the Lord Commander, recognizable very barely by his garb and his general features of his face, shows up. He is incredibly gaunt, thin, and has huge bags underneath his eyes. It looks like he hasn't eaten or slept very much at all.
I think we're in the Lord Commander's spot.
Funny that you say that, because yes, you are.
That's I called it. I called it.
I
Oh, hey, remember that wand? Here's that
Hello,
wand bag.
Julius. It is a
Oh,
pleasure
yeah.
to see you again and in good health.
Yeah, you as well.
Oh, yeah,
We have. We would like to
give this back to
return
you.
something that our fellow our fellow companion left behind.
Oh, you have Rolo's wand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I will take it graciously. I appreciate the thought and the effort.
Yeah, but we really don't have a right to even know it, so Julius, I guess, takes it out and just hands it to him.
No, you certainly do not, he says, tucking it into his own robes.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Gee, thanks.
I'm just gonna be flanking the Lord Commander, checking up on him, and just make sure that he's okay, and just say I got his back.
Flanking. Do you get advantage?
No,
I
we changed
will
that
never
rule.
One. Alright, so I need to just, because this is freaking me out a little bit, because this is going to be annoying for me to try and run. I'm going to take a quick break.
Okay.
Also because I drank way too much.
Tim.
Zane, did you see that the raid for Lightfall didn't tell me should I pulled the sword for Zone of Truth? Ooh.
I'm sure if
So,
they wanted, they'll ask you.
Yeah.
as all of the people begin to sit down, Argonath claps his hands together loudly twice, and he begins a somewhat long-winded speech. Friends, countrymen, and fellow noble souls, we gather here at the home of the consecrated Saint Vitruvial in the hopes to better the lives and futures of the generations yet to be born, and to arrive within the world that we have been given unto stewardship. A cataclysm not seen since the rebirth of noble Neltharion into hated Deathwing has left the once powerful bulwark against chaos that was Korthia, less than a wasteland of magic and monsters. Within the great body of law found devastated, the Margraves lost to the meteor. We must discuss what must be done of matters all mundane to be all matters mundane, magical, and metaphorical. With many voices yet to be heard in orderly discussion, the matters to be discussed here have been placed with intention before the group of mortals with most stake in the city of lost wealth and power. Introductions will be made for each of the present parties. followed by a discussion of goals and purposes within the Lost Metropolis. A discourse on the merits and demerits of the material coming to be known as delirium. A testimony of the most established strike force to have risen up in the ashes of the city, and what they think of coming troubles and tribulations. A recess to clear and bring peace to our minds. Brief reintroductions. Discussion of prior testimonies and histories. And finally, a discussion of what mortals must do in the face of the immortal struggles laying before us. He gestures across him. Representing the Order of Knights out of the land of Bastion and the Archon of Justice of the Hebdomad of Bastion is Clea, attended by her knight captains Uther Lightbringer, formerly of the city of Lordaeron and High Lord of the Knights of the Silver Hand, and Cassandra Wyatt, formerly of the city of Gilneas and head of the city of Gilneas, High Inquisitor and head of the witch hunters of the same city. He goes in a somewhat random order. Representing the Oculus Academy and Archmage of the Tower Inscrutable is the most enigmatic Eldritch Runeweaver, braving the Dark City alone with the protection of the constructs of his college. Representing the former city guard and the group who have come to be known as the Hooded Lanterns is Elias Drexel, former commander of Korthia's city guard. Attended by Hans Jürgen, a man of little pedigree, but of strong heart and hand. Representing the group of civil dissenters who have taken on the moniker of the Queensmen, is an entity who has elected to remain anonymous outside of the pseudonym the Queen of Thieves. Accompanying her will be the 2 lieutenants of the Queensmen, who have also elected to remain anonymous, choosing the monikers of Eyes and Ears. Representing those under her own tutelage, the followers of the Falling Fire, is the illustrious priest of the Morning Lord, Lady Lucretia Matthias. Accompanying her are her 2 most devoted followers, the humble Nathaniel Flint, and the accomplished wing commander Devos, formerly of Bastion. To ensure understanding and communication, it is best that each group will speak unto the Council what their general goals and wishes are, that they are willing to share openly to the other members present. He motions to Clea. Clea inclines her head. To ensure the peace and safety of the lands within and beyond Korthia, from the threat that delirium and the destruction that it surely heralds. The bright light that the magics put out, that delirium enables, will surely hasten the return of the enemies of all life. She then motions over to Drexel. He is very curt and very short. The safekeeping of my wards, Ansem and Petra Lang. After a brief silence, hoping for the same courtesy that Clay gave to him, Runeweaver then continues. To keep the flow of delirium constant and consistent to the Oculus Academy, or to secure as much as possible before its wanton destruction. He then gestures over to the Queen. To ensure the dictatorial reign of House von Kessel is not succeeded by any other group within the bounds of Korthia. She then motions finally over to Lucretia Matthias. She is much shorter in the way that she phrases things, to keep the people safe from the dangers of delirium and its haze. She finally gestures over to Julius, Ilda, and then the rest of the group.
She started with Julius.
Let Julius go first.
So the board.
Revenge.
Um. uh, uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's we're explaining our goals and motivations, right,
I
Josh?
think so.
Goals for the most part.
Goals for the most part.
Not many groups have mentioned motivations. If you want to, you're welcome to.
Nah, we're good. So,
Let's
as
not get into that.
as a group, is it okay just to say unlock the secrets of Korthia? That sound good?
Is that our goal?
What
I
is
think-
our goal?
Survival.
This is your goal. That's why she ushered to all of us, so we can speak on her, since we're different people rather than a group.
Like
No, she
the
does
most I
show
can
to a group.
think of is
Oh.
that
Oh.
like we are
So-
after our own survival.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. Is not die from what's
We're
in.
after ending the threat of the delirium at this point, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially just ending the threat to the world.
Yeah.
That's my goal, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty
Not dying. That's
central
another good
for us, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's the general consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We probably should have
Okay.
discussed this beforehand, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like how much imagine for
We just,
for
like,
check-
pull away.
It's a double right now, and it's like Julie's just like it's like what I say, and it's like everyone's saying we're here to destroy Delirium. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it would be safe to say to ensure the safety of the lands and eliminate the threat in the crater. Is that good?
Yeah.
sounds good to me.
All right. Back into character. To ensure the safety of these lands Fuck, Ethan, you suck at this. To ensure the safety of these lands and the lands beyond this, and by eliminating the threat that is in the crater.
This earns you a set of gazes. One of curiosity from Runeweaver. One of like, oh my gosh, are they really doing this? Says from the Queen of Thieves. She basically is just like, yeah, sure, whatever. And
Get
from Drexel, it's just pain. As he looks over at Facility.
Do I
Fasoli
notice
does not
this?
meet his eye contact with any of their eyes.
Josh, do I just notice the Lord Commander looking at Fasoli specifically, or?
You'll have to roll me a perception or an insight check on that one.
Yeah. He's really it's like yep,
Oh.
the little
Oh,
birdie.
or the plus, or I don't think I have that 2d6, so just the 18.
And then roll this for the commander, because he really doesn't want you to notice this.
Oh.
I do have a passive perception of 22, if that affects anything.
That's not what we're talking about.
Okay.
I didn't ask for passive. I will let you know if it ever matters.
Alright.
You do not notice. Yes, the crater. That is a discussion for later within this discussion. Anyways, moving on, he says... Argonath says, Delirium is not a material I am familiar with, and there are many among this group with strong beliefs around its uses and dangers. Continuing from this moment, a brief discussion of such matters is to be begun. He then sits back into his chair.
Who do you want a popcorn?
Do you guys want to start, or do you want to wait for another NPC to start?
I can start.
For,
can-
I think most of us have a long history of us having discussions not going well.
Yeah.
For us. Let's not kick this off into something.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
it's
I can.
wait and see.
Most of us
wait
are
and
learning
see.
from our mistakes out here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can.
Yes.
I mean, I can start because.
It's not
Hans-
about whether you can. Anyone can. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'll take the
Would
initiative.
Hans want to?
Yeah, because he doesn't. I'm just gonna say this in character that it's just like I've seen people use delirium for both good and bad, and I personally don't use the delirium, and I can go with or without it. But I think, seeing as most of this group here is against it, I will side with that side.
I think Runeweaver begins that a much more in-depth discussion is warranted of whether we don't use it, we do use it. Discussing of its merits. Delirium is a powerful source of energy that, when harnessed, has led to the development of new technologies and magics that have emerged in the last decade. It is the stance of the Oculus Academy that it could revolutionize trade and the quality of life for the everyday citizen, not only being directly impacted by the inclusion of delirium into controlled environments, but also indirectly through the trade boom that it would inevitably cause, in the same way that spelljammers had an incredible effect on the trade of the Shadowlands. He lets that sit for a little bit, and the other members begin to think. Do one of you want to provide rebuttal?
No.
Julius ain't smart enough to rebuttal this shit.
Fasoli is doing everything possible to keep their mouths shut until they have to speak.
Leia will break the silence then. The Silver Order recognizes the usefulness of delirium and its benefits when used within the controlled environs that the Academy posits, but does not recognize the reality that under the circumstances and past failures of the Academy, that delirium will be handled with enough care as to not cause accident. Drexel coughs and puts in his own 2 cents. The Hooded Lanterns concur with the order, and that the detrimental uses of delirium, when not kept in check in the scale that they spread far, are too prone to risk, and that the materials should be kept to the amounts that have already been captured and taken from the city. Anyone want to interject?
Yeah.
The Queen then chimes in. But we hesitate to cut off the trade of delirium because it is such a boon to the everyday man and creates a ladder that one can climb out of the dregs of the lower society and find himself an equal among the elitists of the academy and the order, where we can find all even footing on a scale of power. Anybody?
Our real goal is to just watch Josh talk to himself.
It's what it's feeling like a little bit. Do be aware that your input is going to be required at some point.
That's why I got
Yeah.
mine out of the way.
We're sure.
We're sure it's just.
Michael,
Good,
you
good
want
to
to
know
say
the
going to
grounds are
break
standing
and
on
Yeah,
before we
ask-
start
Mike-
talking.
Fasoli's going to
Michael
ask,
wanted something.
just how does it benefit the everyday man?
Have you not seen any of the spells that are capable of being cast with delirium?
I have, but I have also seen the almost endless amount of dregs in the city.
Sure.
And I have seen what corruption does.
With too much of it, yes. A concentration of power will always corrupt any individual that comes into contact with it.
It just kind of feels like the benefits aren't worth the risk.
Why not? What risk is there when kept contained and spread out? What harm is a little? She pulls out from a pocket a crystal of delirium and begins twisting it in her gloves. A single piece of delirium.
A single piece, there is not much concern. It is when there is too much.
Yes, like I said, a concentration of power. So let's spread it out.
Let's not take in consideration the contamination that comes with it and how that plagues the land.
Yeah.
Again, concentration. Spread it out like butter on a piece of toast.
It does grow though and gets bigger on its own.
Only when it is so concentrated.
And only when it is fostered.
Precisely. Give it to all men. All who stand on 2 feet and are willing to see it and use it.
Actually, I have a question. Doesn't delirium, like if you're not touching it with a glove, contaminate you?
Over time, yeah.
Okay. So you want to give it to them, or you're going to instruct them on how it's supposed to be used and the safety precautions of it then, if you're going to give it to everybody?
I think that everybody would be fine in figuring it out in the same way.
And if they don't?
Then they are
Doesn't-
burned like a child at a campfire.
But in this case, the burning like of a child from a campfire will just result in mutations and far
Which are
worse.
reversible in the same way a burn is.
Not when they become monstrosities.
And that is as if a child has thrown itself onto the fire and stayed there and not reacted to the burning of his own flesh. Truly you think someone is so foolish perhaps they should be routed from our gene pool.
Yes, but not many people have the wealth to cure contamination.
And that is a discussion for another day. Perhaps a distribution of wealth should also be discussed.
That's all assuming that no one would concentrate the delirium intentionally.
And
Yeah.
perhaps we as people should make efforts to subvert that.
How?
In the same way I have tried to do with the Academy and the Lanterns.
By killing them and taking their stuff.
By capturing some of them and putting to the blade those who are foolish enough to harm their fellows.
Hold on, Josh. Is she just being hypocritical? Because it sounds very hypocritical. It's like, oh, harm the fellow man when she just harmed the fellow man.
Yeah,
What
the
you
were
solution
saying?
that I'm getting for this is give everyone delirium until they disagree with me and then we kill them.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
You
Am I missing
guys,
something?
you guys are free to question her. I'm not going to give you metacontextual evidence. You are free to ask her clarifying questions.
So,
by,
you go first, Albert. Go ahead.
so by this, you know, this imaginary world, if we do give, you know, all man delirium and spread it out, is there going to be any way on being able to make sure no one truly does concentrate it and uses it for anything
No,
particular?
but is there anything to guarantee that some random man won't grab a torch and set a fire to a city?
No.
Yes, there's safety precautions in place and also laws that people follow, and it helps to deter people from doing that, knowing that there are people that will protect.
But is there
The weaker.
anybody that is actually capable of stopping them from starting it? Sure, retroactively, we can apply our judgment. But that hasn't
Yeah.
stopped the dozens of fires that have burned down entire cities before they were gotten out of hand.
So why should we introduce more risk into the system?
Yeah.
Because... And
Well,
I
the
think
judge-
it needs a little bit of a shakeup.
Does it?
What was the first thing you said? It got robotic on my end.
Because the system is broken and needs
Okay.
a little bit of a shakeup.
So you're seeing this as a way, obviously, as you stated before, to even the playing field.
I think of it as a great equalizer in the same way magic was in the early days before it became modified. She says, looking over at Rune Weaver.
Does Rune Weaver have anything to say about that?
He
Man.
takes a minute to think about her jab at him. The creation of the academy was always in response to the tyrannical reign of several sorcerer kings within certain Ethereum spheres. Such regulation is always born out of something that is unregulated at the end of the day. Over time, people will concentrate it, as you so lovelily put it, and they will take it and create systems for it. I do not think that your beautiful world of equality will ever truly exist unless the basic nature of humanoids is fundamentally changed. And on Clea actually chimes in. And on the few things that I can agree with the Academy, I concur. It is best to work within the system and to fix the system rather than to break it. The Queen just kind of shrugs at both of their attacks, and you can kind of tell that between the three different groups that are grilling her, she's just kind of like, okay, I've lost this argument.
She's like, you step me down.
We're not becoming freaking delirium communists.
Oh, put that in the quote.
We'll get here, little boy. Here's a delirium crystal for you. Be
So,
careful
Josh-
now. It
By
could blow
bullshit
up.
the world, this give uranium to children.
Apparently, the queen would.
Disgusting.
The queen would. Apparently, everyone should have delirium in their eyes.
Lucretius Matthias is the last one to get any kind of word in this discussion. She very quickly and plainly says, "It is a dangerous material that should be subjected to fear, and if it were possible to do such a thing, it should be destroyed." Which gains a bit of a, like, huh? Look from Clea.
Like, wait, we agree on something?
Yeah.
They want the same things you do, just going about it a different way.
Yep.
That.
Just a pipe in. Well, Josh, do we know where the meteorite of delirium came from? Was it just from the maw?
You don't know other than what you've been able to put together in this campaign.
Okay. Julie's gonna pipe in. Do we know the origins of delirium from before, or where it even came from? 15 years ago, before it came crashing into the city.
Did it exist
Rune
before
Weaver
it
is the
crashed
first
into the
one to
city?
come in, as he kind of feels like he steps into his kind of area of expertise. Delirium is not a unique material to Korthia. Small fragments of it have been found around the Shadowlands scattered. There are theories about its origin, but there is plenty of evidence to suggest that other pieces have been found, and that there were perhaps other events of such cataclysmic proportions. What the leading minds suggest is that it is a crystallization of the pure arcane magics that form a sort of barrier around the maw, and anything ejected from the maw is coated in the stuff and then scattered upon impact.
Hmm.
Only in Korthia have we found such a concentration, enough so that it was able to spread and reproduce itself, as the ambient energies that it was drawing from the surroundings, and even perhaps from the maw itself, have been feeding crystal growth. No other samples have been found larger than that of a shard.
He was saying as a shard, like across all the rest of the spheres.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then, is
That
there
is,
any?
of course, in recorded history.
Mhm. Fuck, I forgot the question I was going to ask.
So, my question is for Lady Lucretia. What is with the yellow delirium that you have with your people? I've seen it before, but I don't know really what it is.
She almost looks a little nervous, especially
Hmm.
looking over at Clea and Argonath.
Hmm.
It is a piece. So, the delirium that can be found with the golden hue is delirium that has been purified and rendered inert through the sacrifice of one of my followers. We undergo a sacrament that makes one with our flesh a piece of the delirium, and upon our death, rather than our souls dissipating into the ether or being taken by some psychopomp by anyone's understanding, recedes into the piece. And why would you do such a thing? Clea says, no small hint of anger welling up in her voice.
There was.
And then Cassandra puts a hand on her left shoulder.
Well, you can see Doug looking around, like,
What? I
Like,
don't
we can't
fucking
even
know
really
this.
blame Hans because
Yeah,
Hans
no,
didn't
fuck
know.
you. You guys didn't tell me shit. He saw a
It
giant
was just a
glowing yellow
bad, it was
delirium
just a
crystal.
bad
Like, what the fuck is this?
situation.
and
I was granted a vision of an end of the Shadowlands due to the corruption of the delirium. She says, looking over at Argonath. Beyond the imminent threats to the world, delirium represents an existential threat to the existence of everything. I saw in my vision that delirium will grow and it will grow, and eventually it will spread to the other Ethereum spheres, and that it will grow there, and eventually the entirety of the Shadowlands will be covered in the crystalline substance until they rupture again, and the energies that they contain becomes too much, and even more meteors, such as the great disaster that hit Korthia, will be shot out into the ever-expanding worlds, like a parasite on a cosmic scale. That gets everyone to be relatively quiet.
Like, oh, we know this. But we're like, some of us might say it, but some of us may not. Ooh.
And
What?
she continues, "It is my belief that if enough purified delirium is gathered over the course until that cataclysm happens, into one place that a miracle will occur, and that the growth will be reversed through the sacrifice of those souls."
Huh.
Clay is gripping the table with white knuckle intensity.
Ah, shit, here we go again.
It's just
Yep.
Argneth. Guys, call emotions, please.
Like, Fasoli at this point is just kind of shivering.
To bring it back to the question of the source of delirium, looking at Runeweaver, is there any working theories amongst the great minds of the Academy as to why these ejections of arcane energy that becomes coded, why it is being ejected, or why such a large amount had been ejected, or is there not enough research yet to create such a theory?
I would like you to break down your question in more reduced steps. You're asking me to answer quite a few all at once.
Okay. Um, why is there how's it? Runeweaver said it was arcane magic, right? Just raw magic that gets ejected from the maw.
It is whatever is ejected gets
Okay.
coded in raw magic.
Okay. So, is there a theory that of why whatever gets ejected from the maw gets ejected from the maw?
There is theorizing, but none of it is based in fact, and I hesitate to even call it a theory, as it has not been tested, nor can it
Okay.
be confirmed. I think that this belongs more to the Silver Order in fairy tales and such
Okay.
children's stories. This is met by Clea with no indignity, no small amount of indignity. There is research or stories, as Lord Runeweaver is so kind to call them, that it is connected to a lot of different stories that in times immemorium the world was whole in a similar way to some of the worlds that I have heard of described. Not these shattered lands and thrown about in the ever expanding dark, but a single sphere, all blue, green, and all the other wonderful colors of the worlds. But at some point, one of the ever powerful beings that you posit exists, says Runeweaver. Yes.
Uh, uh.
Internally, it's just like, oh, you want proof?
All of Fasoli's
and,
eyes are just side-eyeing around.
Can you go on? What did Josh? What did Rumu just say? Sorry, I was typing.
He really just said that you posit exist
About
in response to her hinting at the Eternals. Yes.
That's why I'm not ready down that road.
That one of them grew hungry for power in some texts, fearful of some external threat and others, prideful of his place among them. There are many different interpretations of the old languages, and that he attacked the world for some reason, and that when he attacked the world, he broke the soul of the world, because the stories think that this world was not unakin to a cradle.
Miss
Or-
Miss Clea, can I interrupt?
Yes, Vasoli, she says with like so much fearful anticipation of what you're about to say.
I'm like almost afraid right now. Just please don't kill us. Please don't kill us.
I should say this beforehand that I have received visions similar to Miss Lucretia, but from the entity in the crater. And it showed me some events regarding this tale. From what I can surmise, from what I saw, this one prideful eternal began to grow worried about the old gods returning, and eventually made what I have often heard called the cradle of creation or something along those lines. And the point of it was to try and like amass enough like powerful people to try and take on the old gods, but then something changed and the prideful eternal decided it would be better to kind of blow the whole thing up to not to prevent the old gods from coming, but more to have them pass over us. And because of the amount of murder and death that caused, the rest of them kind of booted him out, let's say. Which has kind of caused a few problems that I will speak more of when we get to talking about the crater. But yes, the Eternals are a thing, and they are scary.
Taking a few steps ahead of the plan that is to be discussed in a minute. Yes, please hold your questions, he says, looking over. As he has been like analyzing pretty much every person's reaction to your speech, he really only looks over at the queen.
What does the queen react? Please tell us she's like freaking out, like, oh, there's a world-ending threat now.
I don't think
It's-
she cares.
Just kind of discrediting disbelief.
I mean, we told her already and she didn't believe
Yeah.
us, so...
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe us now.
Yeah.
You speak of tales and visions, Facility, Runeweaver says, and I mean not to
Yes.
discredit you or what you say. But hardly any of that could be believed as anything other than delusion seen under the delirium.
Oh, just wait. Just wait till
We're going
till we
there,
talk
huh?
about that subject. Yeah.
Yes,
In
can you
any
prove?
of my experiences with the delirium, it does not cause delusions.
And how many experiences have you had?
From venturing into the city almost every day, quite a few.
Quite a few, they say.
I do not
And how
have an
long, he
exact
says, looking
number.
over at Julius, have you been in the ruins? When did you decide to begin delving?
As in the inner city? Or
Any part of the city.
it's been like 4 months?
4 months, he says. 4 months. Against decades of research. A decade and a half of research. Time spent looking carefully into the effects of the delirium, and understanding that it has long-term implications and can warp the mind through small and subtle intrigue, as was seen in some of my associates, such as Oscar Jordan and the former head of the Darkstone House. Long his disgrace stain his family.
This may have been
Perhaps
worth
such things
mentioning
could be
before
the
this moment.
effects of long-term exposure, as seen in the visions of Lady Lucretia Matthias, who has lived within the city without protection
I will
2
add
years
something.
after the meteor fell.
I have been having these visions long before I ever came to Korthia. I lived in Bastion for most of my existence, discounting this time in Korthia, and I
Then perhaps
started
you are
having
mad.
them. I started having these visions at around the time the meteor fell.
Then perhaps you are mad. Word travels quickly.
I received these visions before I even heard about the meteor falling.
That you know of. There are subtle things that can influence the subconscious, small whispers, a single word or two whispered by an influential member.
Is he trying to gaslight Fasoli right now?
Yes.
He
It
is.
sounds like gaslighting.
He is.
You
yes.
you seem very keen on discrediting what Fasoli's seen.
I do not discredit what has been seen in the crater. I discredit the existence of these godlike beings that are manipulating everything from behind the scenes.
My question for you then, Rinweeva, if you don't mind, because I'm just a simple man. I don't know the arcane that well, but how do you explain the powers of people like Ilda and Clea, who get their powers from their gods or the people that they pray to, compared to your kind of magic?
Shit out.
Well, I will ask Clea, were you born within the Shadowlands? She says yes. Well, then I ask, Hilda, when was the last time you heard your god speak to you?
Oh. Ah! What did I do?
Just drop.
Ah! I'm not really good at
Well.
Why?
Well, so the last time
I was
that
just kind
happened,
of looking at him, trying to decide
That
where
was the
she
crystal
wants to
ball.
go with this.
that was the
Like,
crystal ball when we first went to Eventide Manor. That was the
Yeah.
last time we talked to Zolval.
that was like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
well, I mean, I'd say about 4 months ago, give or take.
Oh, as soon as you began to delve into the ruins. I wonder if there is perhaps a correlation.
Wait, but you're also
Possibly,
discrediting.
but I also talked to him when I was alive.
Alive. Yes. And that is the crux of it. In the living world, where they cared.
Well, you're also forgetting about.
No god has
Uther.
cared about the Shadowlands in generations. If they ever did at all.
Well, we're not talking about gods, are we?
We're talking about the magic and how it's.
I don't know what else you could be referring to.
The
These
Eternals are
Eternals
not
that
gods.
you speak of, they are gods, are they not?
They are not gods.
What other word? What difference is there from you positing these kinds of existing creatures? Is that not a god with such power? What difference does it make?
I don't know about what differences labels make, but I know that its powers followed me from life into death and that they are still here and causing problems.
Problems you speak of.
They still have power here, they still want things, don't they?
And what do they whisper to you that they want?
Ah!
Not heard them whispering anything.
Then you understand my meaning. What do they want, Ilda? whatever inklings that you seem to be getting when you spoke to them.
Let me be free. Let me cause the much genocide.
Shut up, you spooky bitch.
Are you
Huh?
referring to the Eternal that Ilda has had contact with, or to all Eternals?
I am referring to any Eternal that has ever had any physical manifestation beyond that of someone's poorly interpreted ability to manifest power through the weave of magic.
Just
Well,
flashbacks. His blood.
there is
I'll
four,
take that. There's what's art.
there's 4 people who can speak on this issue, or 4 examples we could use on it. Choose
Are they
wisely on those
credible
4.
though? Is my point. Is his
Absolutely
point.
not.
And
Well-
that's the crux of his argument here, is that it's a lot of positing of just
Like, yeah, because
bad
they can't.
people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're
Because
going
like,
to say that everything that we know is a lie and that we're delusional, and I don't see any point in discussing it.
Then so be it.
And under the assumption that we are delusional from the delirium, then does that not make delirium a hazardous material that should not be dealt with?
In an uncontrolled environment, yes.
What's it?
When left to grow and be set free in such a way as I'm sure the destruction of large pieces of delirium will cause in your attempt to purge the city. It comes down to this. You cannot contain it through mundane means. It is only the expertise of the Oculus Academy that will keep the delirium from shattering into all the different corners of the Shadowlands.
So my question for you then is, how do you contain it? And are you willing to share it with the rest of the group here, so we can also learn to contain it if you really want to keep as a way to bring in this new era of technology and reform? Or is it just specifically for you and your group to have a look?
Through a careful and very controlled ritual, power will be drawn from large pieces of the delirium to fuel magics that will benefit people across the Shadowlands. And in their more inert state, they can be carefully dissected and taken to pieces and spread so that their concentration will not cause for such catastrophic explosion. And there is no other entity within the Shadowlands that can guarantee such safety, Hans.
That's why I was just curious, because I'm not really informed on this subject, so it seems like you know a lot on it, and it would be beneficial to spread that knowledge so other people can be more well informed.
It is not knowledge, it is practice and expertise and an understanding of the flow of the weave that nobody found outside of the academy has, he says, almost casting a glance at a few of the different members of the council.
Wouldn't it be better to tell them about it so they can start learning how to get that expertise rather than hogging that knowledge to yourself?
Could such a thing be accomplished within the next 30 years?
Oh,
Before
no.
we reach a point of no return? The
If we
answer is
have-
no.
If we even get that.
If you even get that.
We'll
Perhaps
get to
it would
it
be
later.
better to move on to the next subject, he says, looking over at Argonath. Yes, I do believe we are beginning to walk in circles. Let me get back to the right point. So, in order to best understand the predicament that both the delirium causes, there is another more immediate threat that approaches Korthia. Or rather, has approached a decade and a half ago and now bides its time within the crater. This threat, first discovered by the group of adventurers who have refused to take up a name but are known among the ruins, very prominently among the factions of Korthia, and having been seen by myself, Runeweaver, and presumably, he says, looking over at Matthias, Lady Lucretia.
Don't forget about the queen. She had an encounter with us too.
Well, no.
Well, you were referring to the entity within the crater.
Oh.
I would
Yeah, I
like
thought-
those who were present at the expedition that was so destined to arrive in the crater and behold all of its terrible but brutal majesty, to divulge those things that they saw in the order and process through which they gathered such information. He says, looking over to the party. Golly, y'all are bitter about Runeweaver.
No,
He's just such a smug bastard.
I suppose
he
I
is.
should
Like,
start.
I understand where he's coming from, right?
Yeah.
It's academia.
I don't appreciate being
Yeah.
gaslighted.
Yeah.
You're not really
I don't-
being gaslighted so much as like you're just
Being
not
told you're
being
an idiot.
believed
Yeah.
for pretty good enough reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy as fuck.
I mean, I understand that it's reasonable from his perspective, but like from Ilda's perspective, who's been dealing with the Eternals and the consequences of them for like a few hundred years, it's like, really, bitch?
Yeah.
I know. Like, how are we gonna prove it, right?
Like, I get it, but I'm annoyed regardless.
So Argonath just asked us what we saw in the crater.
He
Well, I'm
asked you what took you to the crater, how did you get to the crater, why did you go to the crater, and what did you see?
I
What did
suppose
we
I
see
should
later
explain
initially?
a good part of
Doesn't
this.
Well-
concern me, so I'll be gone.
Fasoli's. Wasn't it Fasoli's visions?
It was,
Yeah.
yes.
It,
We
it
went
was
About
that.
into the
There we
crater
go.
initially
And we
because
also
my
became
nightmares
really
had
curious.
been growing in fury
You start
and
from the beginning
destruction.
there. Yo.
We initially went to the crater because my nightmares, my visions, had been growing in severity, each one more terrifying than the last, and I needed to find out what was in the crater, what was giving me these visions, because I knew, cannot explain how I knew, I just simply knew that it was something in the crater. We went into the crater via magic that allowed for flight. I have the ability to make little potions that allow for a short time flying, which is how we went into and out of the crater. It took a while, but what we saw was surprisingly barren. There was very few things there aside from sentient delirium geodes that wanted our heads, that grew arms and legs. There were also massive purple worms that we almost died to. But after a very long time searching, we came across a deeper part of the crater, presumably where the meteor had hit directly. We delved in and found this, what looked like an ancient helmet, in front of a massive pool of delirium sludge. Inside of that pool being a about 60-foot tall crystal with some kind of entity within it that was watching me. And it sort of willed that I touched the big helmet, and upon doing that I could it's hard to explain, but it felt like I was hurtled through space. I saw the edge of the universe itself. I saw supposedly what this entity wanted this genocide for. To, as I had mentioned beforehand, keep the old gods from noticing us in hopes that they would just pass us over. That pretty much stopped the nightmares that I had once I made contact with it. It did still try to persuade me later to let it out and all of that. But we made our way back out and we lived to tell the tale.
I'm just gonna whisper ask the party this as like a player. Do we tell them what we found out the thing is right now, or do we wait?
I don't. Not sure we're quite there yet.
Okay.
Does anybody have any clarifying questions? Says Argonath. I think
Silence.
we should declare a recess. Everybody take 20 minutes to gather your thoughts, discuss with your people what you think should be done, and we will come back as to what the proper procedure as to this thing, this creature, should be.
Yeah, we can hear the fan or something.
Don't know what
With
causes that.
that, everybody gets up, except for Clay and the Lord Commander. And they kind of go to different corners of the cathedral.
Now we're at the Telltale Walking Dead, where you go interact with the different groups and talk with them.
Vasily just retreats back to our little area and just closes all of their eyes and just gives a deep sigh.
Hilda just looks frustrated.
She just looks over.
Freaking
How is it
Runeweaver.
How is it getting disproved? I put in air quotations.
Look, you know, I'm against all of, doing anything that, that guy wants, but man, for a second, I was a little bit tempted.
But he.
Just for a second. Just for a second.
Okay.
Now I understand why Runeweaver always gave me such bad vibes. He's such a prick sometimes.
He means well.
Does
he not?
I understand why it sounds hard to believe.
Yeah.
When you've been dealing with it for this long, it's just so frustrating.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's collect our thoughts and see what they say. The Queen obviously wants equality for all, but that's nearly impossible. But that's nearly
She
impossible.
wants power for herself under the guise of equality for all, but that's just my opinion.
That's fine. Runeweaver just wants to essentially use this power source, right? And create new technology and help.
Yeah, except
others.
it only functions as a power source if it's concentrated.
But also,
But you also heard them talking about how they would figure out how to do it in small enough portions.
Yeah, and like,
where
how do you control delirium?
I feel it's a system that's way too open to abuse. I mean, it only takes one person stealing some crystals of delirium and they can grow it into...
It only takes one Oscar urine.
And also, it depends. This whole like plan. What was his name? Runeweaver has for it. Basically, what I see his fault is in this is he expects everyone on his side.
He expects everything to make sense.
Well, no. Be like him, I'd say, more or less. Which, in the reality, they're not.
We've met a few renegade mages. We know that's not true.
Yeah.
Yes, and we're from the tower.
But like he talks like
Lucretia,
like I just said, like
Clea want the same thing. It's just done through different methods.
Yeah.
right?
And Drexel's just wants Ansem and Petra, and he's just given up hope otherwise.
Yes. Right.
That's
The negotiation for Ansem and Petra, if the Queen has them, I say what you want. We don't know.
Hey.
We can assume,
I
but we
mean,
don't have
reasonably,
anything concrete.
sure.
We don't have anything concrete. For all we know, they could have just left. Right? And then the Queen took her. We don't know.
The only thing we have is a message from Rollo, and we all know how people view Rollo.
Yeah.
Yes, especially in his later part with us.
Yeah.
I'll tell you all one thing. I don't think we should mention the potential for wishes.
No. Fuck no.
I don't think we
Too many
should,
people
at
here,
least
I
not
think,
to
don't
everyone
want getting
here.
good information if they don't already have it.
Mm-hmm.
That the information about that should only be mentioned to the Silver Order, I think.
that should be more mentioned to us and like the higher ups of the Civil Order.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Which
I think
Clea?
that's what we're saying.
Clea,
And Organath,
Uther,
already know.
Argonath.
Hell, I'm thinking about an idea for the witch. Telling them about the witch. I wish we only a little bit. Only
Mhm.
told Argonath or planned for that. Hopefully, because he seems like the more level-headed at it.
Yes.
The jesters around everyone hate her.
Mm-hmm. Out of everyone.
And
That we do know, right? We've ascertained the goals. I'm pretty sure if we just leave the Queen alone, right? Well, maybe some other things, she won't stop us.
At this point, I think she's just biding her time for something.
Oh, she always
which
has.
I am
Question is
scared
for
of
what?
That is the
for what,
question.
especially with that.
If we can get Lucretia to, and if we can get Clea,
Yes,
to-
that is the thing here, is getting Clea and Lucretia to settle differences.
even for a short time,
Yes.
right? That's we gain another powerful ally.
I wish we knew how to do that.
But I think that's that would have to be between Argonath, Clea,
Yeah.
and Lucretia, because we have no say in it.
We can't do anything about that. And if we
I
do,
can tell
we
you
cause
why
problems.
it's good. I can't tell you why it's bad, right? But
I mean, yeah, in Clay's defense, it's thinking about it, it's more or less Lucretia is, and her followers are basically in her eyes. What I see is probably just throwing away their lives to purify this little piece of delirium. But in their eyes, they're doing something greater.
mm-hmm. It's looking for the long game instead of the short game.
Yeah.
That I understand, but
It's
That's
neither
what
of them
you're-
are necessarily wrong.
no,
No, that's kind of the problem here, is that neither of them are wrong.
it's just getting them
Getting them to
settle over
agree.
their moral differences and beliefs. Because the Crucial was once part of the Order too.
Yeah.
So
God, I don't think I can talk to Runeweaver. Ugh.
Julie's just sitting there like, I'm glad I decided not to talk.
I wouldn't talk to anyone else besides.
Thanks, Papa, for teaching me patience.
Hopefully I didn't ruin everything with that one comment because I didn't know what that yellow delirium was. I do apologize for that.
Well,
your fault. I wish we thought.
I don't think it ruined anything.
Well,
It's
we've had
just-
too much going on to even think about all the possibilities. Plus,
Oh,
Hans
yeah.
was here.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're just gonna talk about what that thing is, not how we're gonna deal with it, and hopefully try to convince others to either fuck off while we do it or help us with it.
It's- How I view this, right? Queen is always finicky. if we can somehow convince Leia, Argonath, and Runeweaver, honestly, we could probably settle differences with Runeweaver if we
It
give
just
them
sounds like
a
Runeweaver would
drunk.
want to use it as opposed to get
Yeah.
rid of it.
Well, yeah, but if we can somehow,
I thought Rolo said the Oculus Academy was scared of that thing.
According to him, yeah,
did.
but like we don't know that for sure.
yes. But if we're able to give the Oculus Academy like a sizable chunk, right? Delirium, and have them just do whatever they want with it,
Mm.
Is
you
that
know,
a
that
good
would
idea,
satisfy
though?
Runeweaver,
Would it?
right? That would get Runeweaver out of our hair.
Maybe.
Would it truly?
Would it? And would the others agree?
Yeah.
Exactly. With the
I mean, we
others
just had an
agree.
entire debate on how delirium is inherently dangerous, and
So
It's-
Clea
given
did
the
say
fact
that
it can grow.
Clea was saying that she was fine with the ones that were already out of the city. It's just like the ones that are currently in the city she wants to get rid of.
Yes.
Remember that? Yeah, she did say that.
She did say
No,
something
she-
along those lines.
Okay,
She should recognize the fact that yes, there has been other cases of delirium, right? And yes, it can be used for these things, but the majority of it needs to go. So if we're able
Yeah.
to,
The, the problem here is
negotiations
that it
come up.
spreads and corrupts.
because
Yeah.
our goal in all this is to just kill the Tarask. Afterwards, I don't know.
I also
We get to-
I
we get
understand
to it.
I understand the rest of you guys were already talking about this, but I do believe that we should try to get Ansem and Petra back.
I mean, yes, but like,
I agree.
I'm sorry, but is it the most important thing to do?
I agree. I
It
just
doesn't
don't know what
exactly
leverage
apply
we
to the
have
task
over
at
the
hand here.
Queen to
Mhm.
get her to agree to that.
Yeah, we don't have any of our power allies in our hands to wager. We don't have any besides our fucking artifacts.
The
We
only
have
thing that we
nothing
can
to
wager is sorry, talking over you, Dobrik. The only thing that we can wager is siding with her beliefs.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
We won't do that.
No.
We won't do that.
I mean, there is also just Argonath himself if he just feels that.
Like, yes, the Queen had some good points, but she was going about it the wrong way.
Or-
Even if you use Argonath as a threatening part, which I think is a horrible idea.
Oh, that's a
Right.
horrible idea, yeah.
She can
Argonath wants to
still
threaten someone, he can do it himself.
yes. It's like you're saying you almost want to control Argonath
Yeah.
in a way.
I was
Right.
saying that it's just more the fact that it's a fucking dragon. So if the queen says like, "I wanted to kill all of
But-
you,"
but
and like
why?
go against the wall,
Why would the dragon?
Yeah.
Why would it's not dragon? He's Argonath. Why would Argonath
Uh.
want Petra and Ansem? What meaning does it have to him? His goal right now is to destroy the thing in the crater.
Well,
And
if
give
we
her-
are,
This exact
Buried in the
conversation
delirium.
with him, didn't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
It's-
I'm
Like,
sorry. I
understand
get
that
it.
You want them back, I just don't
Yeah, but
It's
know
not.
how to do it.
It's not the highest on the priority list.
yeah, if
I'm sorry
if-
for everything here. It just
I'm
isn't.
just saying, if it comes up, we can just see what the queen wants for them, and if it's out of
If
our
it
range,
comes up,
then we
sure.
don't do it. But if we could get them back, that would be very beneficial to Drexel because for some reason he's not the same Lord Commander I left 6 months ago from, and
I
he
should
seems to
probably
be in some
explain
weird
that.
funk.
And how do we not know that Lord Drexel and those two are just gonna not fuck off afterwards?
I'm pretty sure he
Why
just
would they-
assumes that we're
Down
going
to
to
the
fuck up.
conversation of us fighting the thing in the crater, we might be able to convince the queen that it'd be in her best interest to leave the city entirely and maybe leave them here.
Yeah, and just well, you heard her. She
Danielle,
just
you're also a
wants
little quiet.
no one to succeed the throne.
Exactly, but if it comes down to the point of we're gonna have to, release that thing in order to fight it.
The city's gonna be destroyed anyway.
If it comes down to us
Yeah,
having that
that's
conversation.
Kind of why Drexel is
Yeah,
so
do
down
you
in
want
the
us to stick around
dumps.
while we're fighting a friggin' Tarask? Die angry about it then.
Yeah, or you be our guest. Go fight it yourself first. Just weaken it
She
for us.
won't.
you know,
Exactly. So I'm saying that we might be able to convince her that she should leave, and at that
Yeah.
point, she doesn't have as much reason to keep them.
I'm sorry, but what happens after this? I frankly do not care.
Like after
What
the whole
happens to
Tarask thing?
Korthia?
Frankly, I don't expect to live through it.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely don't expect to live through it.
Hey, that's a negative attitude. How do we work? Julius, like, we've done this before. Remember the exercises.
I mean,
What?
And if somehow
Am I wrong?
I do live through it, I just want to exist. I just want to live a life.
If I live through this, I got a whole lot of messes to be cleaning up, so...
yeah.
Right, so...
Might be
frankly,
if I didn't.
number one on the list. Just to make sure if they want to join us, join us. If they don't, make sure they don't get in our way.
Yeah.
Queen will definitely get in our way. Runeweaver?
He already has.
Runeweaver doesn't seem like he would get in our way.
Well, if we...
I think he would if he thought he'd gain something from us.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we... Our biggest thing is that if we can... Well... If everybody agrees, somehow get a chunk. A good, sizable chunk of delirium. And just have the cat... Well, even that'll be afterwards. Right?
No, then,
a lot of this can be solved afterwards.
It's a lot solved afterwards, and also you're talking pretty big for some very radical people. So
I know.
Personally, if I was Runeweaver and I was taking this deal, I'd demand delirium up front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Runeweaver is a smart guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just my goal is to try and ensure the safety of this party, right? And trying to make sure that we can achieve what we set out to achieve, without hopefully having any setbacks from anybody. That's frankly that's my goal in all this.
I just want it all to be over.
Because after that, like the dub Rick, and it's just our lives are our own.
I just want the chaos to be over.
Burn that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah. So before this whole council reconvenes, I'm gonna go talk with Drexel for a little bit to figure out what's going on with him.
Okay.
Good luck.
Good luck, mate.
Well, he's gonna hate
you. Are you guys done with your conversation?
I think pretty much, yeah.
For now, at least, yeah.
For now, yeah.
Great. That was a long enough conversation. I got to go say hi to my sister.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, tell her we said hi. Tell her we said hi.
For spring break.
Yeah, tell her we said hi. Tell her that we love her artwork.
Exactly.
And tell her to give you a hard time.
I have showered her your guys' praises and my praises on her for that.
Perfect.
Good.
Alright, so you go up to Drexel. He's slumped in a chair, staring off very absent-mindedly into the wall.
I'm just gonna tap on his shoulder and say, "Lord Commander, can I speak to you over here for a little bit?" I'm just gonna like usher him away from like the group and just so we can actually have a conversation.
What's the matter, Hans?
It's something to do with you, and I really want to talk with you about it.
Anybody knows everything about me already, Hans. Doesn't hurt to just sit right here.
And I just like go to his side and just like kneel at his feet and I say, "There's something going on with you. I don't know what's, because I wasn't here for 6 months, but when the Lord Commander, I was left that I
the
left. The
world is burning down around us, Hans. No point in struggling anymore.
That is not the Lord Commander, I know. Something
And it is the Lord Commander that exists now, Hans.
What made you be this way? I know there is a reason. There's no reason.
Whatever's sitting in the crater.
How do you know about what's in the crater? Like all.
Apparently, everybody knows. He says, gesturing to pretty much everyone in the room. I'm the only one that's having a realistic reaction.
I understand that, Lord Commander. I understand it is a dangerous threat that we have looming
No hope
over
of
us.
fighting.
I don't think that way. We just sit there and take it. That is not what you taught us.
I'm not sitting here and taking it. I'm getting Ansem, Petra, and leaving. Maybe you can't fly.
Lord Commander, who made the Hooded Lanterns, fought for the purpose of saving this city.
And the
And he
city
gave
cannot
hope to
be
everyone.
saved.
Can I make an insight check to see if there's like something that's just like eating away at him? Because there seems to be something like that. I just like I want to see if I can like dig that
I
out
mean, to
of
be
it.
rude here, Zane. You can tell what's eating away at him. He's lost
Yeah,
his
the creator.
2 children, and his city is going to burn. One way or another. Because nobody in that entire talk even mentioned saving the city. It was use the city, burn the city, use the city, or burn the city.
Yeah.
You didn't even mention saving the city.
You're right. I didn't think of the city. I was thinking more of the Hooded Lanterns themselves and saving you, saving Petra, saving Ansem, and saving the rest of them.
That's all that matters.
Then we should fight this thing just so they can have that good life afterwards, rather than running away hoping it doesn't get to wherever we go off to next, because chances are it'll probably go there next.
If
Or
you want
find
to
a way to
choose
get
your
there.
site to die, you're welcome to do it in the crater. I'd rather die at least with my children next to me. Maybe in a house. In the mountains somewhere.
Is that really how you feel, Lord Commander?
Better to live another few months than to throw my life away in the crater.
Or it's better to live fighting that thing and getting rid of it so everyone can live longer than a few months.
Do you truly think such a thing is possible?
I was able to do research on the thing. It doesn't seem improbable,
Really?
and it doesn't seem impossible.
You ever seen a piece of delirium get broken?
I have.
You think something like that? Something so big. 300 feet high or whatever. You don't think that's gonna have some sort of devastating effect when it shatters? And then you have to fight that thing? You think that's possible? Because if you
Yeah.
do, you're a fool.
There are ways of doing it, Lord Commander.
Then I would love to know them, Hans. Because that is fairy tale, unbelievable bullcrap.
We can discuss it after this council meeting with Argonath and Clea. But not with the other present company around. But there is hope.
No, there's not.
There's always hope.
No, there's not.
And I just nod my head, and then I just walk right back to the group.
So yeah, that didn't look like it went well.
Just lost all hope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we are not
mean-
even thinking about saving the city, we're just thinking about destroying it.
What?
If we knew how to save the city, we would have led with that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we would have
Do we know how
tried.
to save the city?
Even if everything we planned goes perfectly.
Yeah.
The city needs to be purged.
Going back in time before any of this happened might help.
Oh sure, time travel.
Do what?
Yes.
How did we
stop.
stop it?
Yes. Stop a meteor, please.
Mm.
We just
Well,
put a
we
big
were-
tennis racket up above Korthian and just yeet it back into the maw.
Oh, that'd be a funny sight.
Yeah. But yeah, there's
But
no.
with everyone here, if anyone knew how to do it, we'd be
Probably
doing
would've-
that.
We would all be speaking of help. If there was a way to save the city, I'm pretty sure Runeweaver, Clea, and
Someone would have
Um,
said something already.
we sure would have said something.
Yeah.
If we knew how to save the city, it would have been the first thing we said.
If we knew how to save the city, we probably wouldn't be having to have this debate,
Oi.
because it would be
Yeah,
the
it's-
obvious choice.
Out of how much we've been in the city, and what have you seen and heard,
I don't think
No.
there's any saving it.
it's not possible.
Well, Lord
We
Commander wants
saved the
out.
buildings itself, I mean.
As he
That
should.
People are
figured as
gone or
much.
contaminated.
All he wants is Ansem Petra, and then him and them are going out. So that might also persuade the Queen to leave us alone. If they can get them out, then they won't have to worry about
With what bargaining chip?
the fact that they're not going to be here in Korthi anymore. The fact that there
Does it
basically
mean
is
that
no form
they
of
will
government.
try to
Look,
come
out of
back?
all we've
In
researched with
her
the
eyes, she's trying to
Tarask,
prevent the rise of the
Drexel
lineage.
sees Drexel literally sees no reason to come back here since the city is going to be destroyed from either that thing in the crater or from us. So there is no point for him and Ansem and Petra to be there. So they're just going to go off into the mountainsides of a different world.
Well,
Sure,
that-
but it's not us you need to convince.
It's not us you need to convince. It's the person who has probably one of the most cunning minds out of everybody here.
Yeah.
Well, if
Speaking
that
of
is-
it's not
if that's
us we
always
need to
his goal, I would
convince,
hope he's
I
got
just
at least some
realized
idea on how to accomplish it.
the only actual, idea we have that it's a Tarask is from Rollo, and no one's going to believe words from Rollo.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to tell us something, Josh?
It's...
I'm more referring to the queen.
Yeah.
I feel like it applies to us pretty well too.
Well,
Are you
Right.
sure we don't
Persistent
underthink more than we overthink?
Or either or. We never just think. We overthink or we underthink. We don't just
Yeah.
think. Not allowed.
So, I am not expecting to be believed that it is a Tarask.
No,
No.
especially
we
with
are.
all those previous compatriots.
Oh yeah.
Way with
Yeah.
words.
But what did he?
In all of our research on the Tarask, did we find anything that would indicate to us that Rollo was correct about that?
No.
He said it was something in the crater. From yours' research, it's something.
Did he ever say where it came from? Could we
It came from the Ma.
reach out to him, or
Meteor.
yes? But how did he know it's a Tarask?
We
though?
don't know.
That's my
I
question.
don't know.
On the sending message, they're like a handful of words.
So can you
He
send him
gave
the
us-
message?
I can't.
Theoretically,
We don't know if it's
yes.
Tarask. We don't know how he knows. He just told us.
So this-
I assume someone told him, raising some questions as to who that was.
I don't know.
What?
We'll find out hopefully if someone here did tell him.
Yeah. Or they could just be possibly lying as like kind of go around Runeweaver, possibly. Like,
If anyone would know what it is, it would be Runeweaver. He's the one who's done the most research on delirium.
yeah.
Anyone
afterwards-
want snacks?
I mean, from what
Really
Rollo
pulls
said,
out his
the
pack.
Oculus
I would
Academy had
like
something
snacks,
to do with
please.
it, but then again, either Rollo or the Oculus Academy are the most reliable of witnesses.
Yeah, and also the fact that I think maybe this is talking after this meeting, which I think my partner will say is just probably have to destroy the city. Just depends on how much of it will be destroyed. Because it could be the entire thing. It could be a good chunk of the central part. We just don't know.
I mean, honestly, look out the window. Most of the city's already destroyed.
Yeah.
If we can contain the delirium, there's not a lot we're gonna do that's gonna make it worse.
Yeah. It's just I can't say anything to end this. And I think the only thing we can do is prepare. And that's something I told both of you about the thing I said earlier as I pointed both Julius and Elda. Are we fine doing that after this?
Finding the breastplate.
The breastplate, I'm blanking on what you said.
I'm fine with that.
But yeah.
And then we go for the scepter
Yeah,
after?
we should talk with
I guess.
talk about that with Argonath and Cleo, though.
Let's just do that after the.
Plans about how to get it or what to do.
Let's do it after the council. So let's just try to get this thing over
Oh.
with. So let's just...
Well,
Let's just
Do we even bother mentioning that it's a Tarask?
No.
Nope.
There's no point in it.
Yeah, there's no point.
Well, unless the Argonath brings it up, then we should talk about what we found out.
Yeah. We won't be the first to bring it up.
Just offering us.
Of course. Hey, don't down my chair.
Is this just like your stress response?
Yes. He brought. It's gonna be a long conversation. He brought snacks.
What did you bring?
It's just probably some snacks.
Biscuits?
Just snacks, okay.
Biscuits.
Indeterminate
cookies,
snacks.
Scones?
Not scones.
Back in a second, snack fiend.
Beef jerky.
Probably a trail mix.
Yeah, like
all the non-perishables that you can bring into a
that will
Chernobyl-esque area.
Crushed by lightning.
So, do we want to continue the council, or do we want to take a quick break?
Let's take a quick break.
Yeah, because IRL talking about all the fucking snacks makes me want snacks.
Alright.
Go grab snacks.
After the 20-minute recess, Argonath claps his hands loudly twice again, and he begins a discussion. According, looking at the members present, it does not look like it is going to be a very long discussion. So, in the discussion of the continuation into infinity, we must then address that which will devour infinity within the old tales of the fairies. The Silver Order has presented a path of action that none other have been capable of agreeing with. The Silver Order presents the solution of attacking the creature. I will be involved in this as the guardian of the relics of Saint Vitruvio and the guardian of all life in the Shadowlands. I am willing to listen to other courses of action, but so far, none have seemed trustworthy to me as an individual. This causes some rolling of eyes from Runeweaver and the Queen of Thieves. I cannot discourage the long-term thinking that Lady Matthias has presented to the Council. But the proposal that the Oculus Academy has presented is previously seen in this discussion is to never let the creature out of its cage in a metaphorical sense, to chain it down with layers upon layers of magics, and to continue those unto infinity in the hopes that it never gets out. Or that future magics or technologies allow us to be better prepared for such a time as it does proceed to break the the chains imposed upon it. Are there any other points of discussion about this specific talking point that anyone wishes to bring up? What the heck is that phrase? Watch
What?
out for monkeys singing karaoke.
It's a
Oh,
reference to
okay,
dingo
okay.
doodles.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay.
It sounded like a dumb anecdote.
That sounded like
It
a
sounds
really
a
weird
metaphor.
old southwestern
Yeah.
like
Metaphor.
phrase. You know, shooting fish in a barrel. Well, look out for monkeys singing karaoke. You know, it's not gonna happen.
What is the queen?
Anyways, focusing, Josh.
My bad.
Well, the
And
wild magic
so
sorcerer is gone, so we don't have to worry about that.
we break from such a subject as no other individuals are keen on discussing it any further and come to any closing statements that we might have. Starting with the man who has approached me during the break to begin closing statements. Runeweaver pushes his seat back and stands up. The Oculus Academy will not engage in such wanton destruction of natural resources. We will continue to harvest in whatever ways we can and provide items to all those adventuring groups who will help us do so in the intervening time that the Silver Order decides to flex its muscles in the corner and break open the apocalypse. And then he sits down. And then everybody waits.
Does it look like Drexel wants to say it, or is he just not doing anything right now?
He's not doing anything.
Okay, I'll bring it up before him then. For the Lord Commander and the Hooded Lanterns, we would like our 2 lieutenants, Ansem and Petra, back. Alive.
And what will the Hooded Lanterns, all 2 of you, provide in return? The Queen of Thieves postulates. I think it's a decent enough word for that. Questions?
It seems like you have something on mind that you want.
No, I already have it.
That is...
Freedom from any continuing political formations. I have a background enough to understand the basic political implications and logistical implications of the plans of the Oculus Academy and the Silver Order. I'm sure none of you have been involved, but the Academy doesn't have any manpower in the city. They've got some constructs, sure, but they're not going to interfere with us, and we might work with them to sell some delirium. And the Silver Order, she says, motioning over to Clea, and Clea's just looking over at her with her Scowl
Knuckles?
ever present. We know that the Silver Order can't afford to fight us. And that they're already stretched so thin just holding a gate in this cathedral. And that I think it's really foolish and stupid that they think they can do much more for the city. So no, Hans. I think I have everything I want.
Part of me wants to just call her Lenore and just to do that.
You'd be making a big assumption.
But Josh, since we did fight her before and we know what she relatively looks like, is there like any tells that we can see that this is actually the queen or not?
This looks just like her. All 6 of her.
I feel like we had this conversation the last time we fought all 6 of her.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd love the wound that would have been a little bit more of a tell.
Should just healed it.
Mm.
We're not the only people who have magic, man.
Does it look like Drexel or anyone else wants to say anything on that matter?
Drexel just gets, like, deflated. He is defeated, deflated, and tired. I think my business is done here, the queen says, standing up. She begins to walk out. Does anyone want to stop her? Nope.
Does not sound like it.
Like, we'd love to, but it wouldn't do any good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
He's
good
just a
to do?
bitch.
I think communications have officially broken down. Runeweaver says. I wish you all the best of luck. And that if you do decide to go down this path, we will assist in the evacuation of the continent as to the best of our abilities. I wish it could have been something different.
Could it have been possible for you to spare some resources so we can fight that thing a little bit better? If you have anything to spare?
The Academy is not want to engage in the unnecessary disposal of resources.
Would it be really unnecessary if we are able to kill that thing?
Do you think it is possible?
Yes.
I heard what Drexel has said, and he doesn't think so. And I am of the opinion that there is no reason for me to believe that it is indeed possible.
Alright, before we go further,
little information I have about the creature.
party-wise, is this where we start talking about what we know about the Taras and trying to get, I don't know, more help? Because this is...
Well, here's the thing. He knows what he wants.
Yeah.
He wants delirium. Other side doesn't want that to happen.
So this is when we should try to talk with them, just so we don't have
Even
him...
if we have facts about the Tarask, right?
Yeah.
That's our end goal as players. That's where the campaign ends, right, for us.
Yeah.
But what happens between the Silver Order, yes, I'm talking about a Silver Order, and then the Academy after that? That's two... We've already had this conversation. They know what they want. Those two are not going to agree on shit.
Well, we know that Clea is basically saying she wants the rest of the Delirium destroyed, but what has already been captured is fine. We've heard her say that.
Because it's small. He wants the heart. We know this.
Yeah.
Players, we know this. He wants the heart itself.
As
It-
players,
it-
we know that he knows it's a Tarask.
Yeah.
Are we convinced we can kill that thing?
No.
You guys
No.
keep saying you think you're going to die.
Exactly.
Julius
So,
has faith.
We haven't told
I
anyone
know.
else that we think we're gonna die.
There's a good
Yeah.
chance that this will fail, but feels obligated to try anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the off chance that we do pull it off.
Because Julius.
Slim chance is better than none.
Because it's not only the sign. Because we know that regardless of what happens, the creature's gonna wake up.
Yeah.
I think
Although it's
also
happening now
another.
or it's happening later, we just gotta deal with it at some point.
I think another thing you guys might just need to understand is that he hopes it never opens, right?
Yeah.
But he's taking the same kind of stance of, okay, if it does, I'm going to hope on the small chance of success that it just isn't able to travel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is probably an equal proportion of, like, possibility as your guys' hope to defeat it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame you for thinking we're crazy for wanting to fight that thing.
Yeah. We are fucking. We
He
are
wa-
the.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just fucked. We're fucked in the head for thinking we can fight the thing.
Someone's
Right.
gotta try. We're like, it's
Someone
gonna
has
be...
to try. Because regardless, our characters know that it's going to wake up one day.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what happens.
And I'd rather
It's-
it be now
it's-
on our own terms to get blindsided by it.
Exactly. If we can do it on our own terms, with the semi-home field advantage-ish, right? With enough preparation, because we know it won't open for a while, we have a
Yeah.
much better chance than it just cracking and opening.
Yeah.
Well,
all
that's
of a
why.
sudden.
That's why I think it might be good to like at least get more resources and support because like I know
But
we
then,
don't want to give him the
What does he
heart.
gain?
what's the game? Yeah.
That's why we had to ask him what I know we
But
can't
also-
give him the
We,
heart.
we know what he gains.
Yeah.
He gains an infinite source of power, right?
Yeah.
But we haven't asked him that though. That's the thing. We haven't.
We know that he wants the delirium.
we know
Yes.
they want delirium, and we
And
know
we
what he
know
wants to do
that
with
we're
it.
not willing to give him all the delirium he wants, because we just had this entire conversation earlier
Yeah.
about how it's inherently dangerous.
Yeah.
And how
Right.
people will use it for their own ends, as several
Yeah.
of the mages that we've encountered in this town have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we've seen it with malfeasant wizards, right? So it's really it's like, all right. So what happens if a malfeasant wizard takes a chunk of it and then grows it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
And
we
also-
work off the assumption that we beat the Tarask, and we give this guy a bunch of delirium, what's that going to do further down the road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And is that worth the
But
risk?
that guy's good. Here's the thing: the guy's gonna grab that fucking delirium. Like, the second we break that heart open, the delirium's going flying, and then he can just have his people ready to grab as much as they can.
That's what one of our wishes is for, to keep that from happening.
All right,
But
whatever
And
happens
I
outside
don't
is fine.
think, Runeweaver's gonna be like chilling around the crater when we're unleashing a Tarask.
Well,
No.
No, he's not.
if it's like a fucking
also-
nuke that's going off, then it's gonna be
and
going
also-
off more than just the crater. It'll probably be going farther than the city limits.
Well, yeah, but he just
That
said,
was the plan.
Runeweaver just said, I will help in evacuation of
Evacuation.
this place.
Yes.
Right.
Which,
You know what? Honestly, good on him.
Yeah.
Cool.
good on
You
him.
do that, Runeweaver.
Cool. Fuck yeah, Runeweaver. Fuck yeah. You work on that. But we
We
can't
just tell him
ask him
get-
for more because there's nothing he gains from it at all.
Well,
Yeah,
I know,
he's
we're
a
but-
willing
smart
to
guy.
give him.
He's a very, very smart guy.
Well, if he,
He won't-
wants
he
to
won't-
help with if he wants to help with evacuation, then we'll just have him also get the statues in the Queen's Park Garden of all the people who got turned into stone by that Medusa. Because those
Why,
guys,
why
are
should
just-
he?
What?
They're still people. They're still traps.
Is it the most effective use of time, energy, and resources?
Not
I
to
think it's
mention that we
most
know the
important.
Oculus Academy doesn't have much in the way of manpower in the city, and that's
Yeah.
what that would take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
There's
He's not going to
no.
interfere with us. If he wants to help with the evacuation, let him do his thing. Cool, we're all good.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
fine.
we
Him
don't
not
we don't-
interfering with us is honestly good enough for me.
Yeah. We already knew that Runeweaver in the end is gonna be like, I want the delirium. And we said, okay. But here's all the bad side effects. And we
None of
come
us
to
agree
the-
with them.
Like, yeah, we
None of
haven't
us
really
fully agree.
shifted our position that much from where we started this talk. We kind of knew that wasn't
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
It was just more to see if we can get extra resources to help in that fight, like anything that they're not using.
That's
They're not
they're
selfless.
using it.
They're
Not
selfish.
selfless. They're selfish. Which, well, they're selfish in the idea that they can get people out, but also, you know, give people we've been feuding with for the past, I don't know, 100 years. I'm not 100% sure. Decades, 100 years, whatever. Our resources to go do a fight that we see as impossible, as our top one of our top researchers see as impossible. It's
I think
unnecessary.
another thing here is just that they don't have resources to give.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not just sitting on magic items
Yeah.
and things.
think
Anything that they have is being actively taken advantage of. It's not like the government. They don't just sit on things. They're efficient, brutally so. So anything that they give you is going to be an investment. And that investment to them doesn't look like it's going to pay off in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you invest in a doomed cause if you could be using that for like actually useful shit?
Yeah, like getting people out, or
Or rebuilding into another place.
It really, what could they give us that would help us?
Yeah.
yeah,
We're
Maybe
already
see Eldritch
stacked on
Moonweaver.
magic items.
they're already stacked. Hell,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, if you say spellcaster, we know that some spells aren't going to work. So,
it's nothing.
I,
You know,
and honestly, for Ansem and Petra, I mean, if Hans wants to, Hans can go and do it. But I think I'm not for the rest of the party. We're gonna take out the King and Tarask first.
Yeah.
We've set our priorities. We've set our boundaries. That's what we're going to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's for the rest of the party. That's just not us. Yeah, they're good people, but
We
No,
can't
no
help
one's
them
happy
right now.
about it, but
mhm.
they're not exactly
mean-
going to be in a better position if, you know, the apocalypse starts
Yeah.
and we don't stop it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
it's just, you know, you just have to do it. Yeah.
So is anyone going to try and stop Runeweaver as he leaves?
No.
No.
Nope.
So, where does that leave all of us? Lady Matthias starts.
I mean,
We have the same goal of stopping that thing.
Just different methods.
Do you truly believe that such a thing has a possibility of happening?
what do you mean?
Can
Well,
you
it's-
fight it?
We can try.
We can fight it regardless of what happens.
And then
Right.
I have the question of, if you do kill it, what of the delirium? And its tendency to explode outwards. Can you really offer the resources? She directs this question at Clea, to chase down so much over such a wide distance?
I think I'm just gonna say this to the party. I think this is the person we tell. And this is the time we start telling them about our plan because these are our trusted people, just so we can convince her to be on our side. Just to get that, build that bond, just so we can actually have more support for our actions.
Maybe.
Am I wrong in assuming that, or am I just speaking to the choir?
Like, if we were to tell anyone, it would probably be Lucretia here.
Well, yeah, right.
I
But right
forget.
now,
Have we talked about our wish plans with Clea and Argonath? I don't remember.
I
Yeah.
believe
I
we
feel like
have.
we
I think
So
we mentioned it.
we have, and I can bring it
Pretty
up since
much.
I was the one researching it.
well,
So
well, I feel like it's gonna be brought up first because she directed it to Clea, then Clea might tell her, right? If not, then we bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Elda's kind of looking over at Clea, like, should we tell her?
No, exactly. Like Julius is also looking
Between
over,
her and
and
Argonath, kind of like.
yeah,
Leia just kind of crosses her arms, and she shoots her eyes over at you guys in the same expectation of like, do we tell her?
Oh, great, none of us
Oh,
know.
great. No one knows what we're
Yeah,
doing.
it's-
I will.
Okay.
I will.
well,
I'll
well,
go.
Hold on.
well, Julius is gonna be like, well, is she trustworthy? I'm looking at Clea.
She's standing right there.
I know, and I say it out loud. It's. I'm assuming these are very painfully obvious glances that we know something.
Yeah, I mean it's hard
Right?
it's hard to miss these ones.
Yeah.
And I looked to Art, and
Is
like,
Drexel taking any interest in this?
Well,
Drexel-
here, this.
Drexel's a freaking comatose.
Well, here, this is the best way to do it. Just have Ignatius come out and just ask if she's trustworthy. Ooh.
well, it's not that. Leia knows. She was part of the order.
Yeah, it's not. It's nothing like that. It's just. Is everyone on board
Yeah.
with basically allowing the Lucretia to kind
Yes.
of join our inner circle, and
Well,
we're
it's-
basically asking. We're
it's not
basically
us.
asking. Clay, yeah,
Sorry.
it's
It's not us. It's Clea and Argonath.
yeah. They
I
have to
don't think
put
she'd
aside.
do anything bad with this information.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
worried
No,
about.
and it would be more helpful for us too, because then we'll actually have
Okay.
more allies.
There is a plan in place to hopefully leverage the abilities and the energies that the throne of Korthia has been storing over the past decade and a half, regardless of the corruption that has undoubtedly taken its roots within the base foundations, in the hope that it will reduce, not eliminate, the range that the destruction of the heart of Delirium will bring about. Lucretia Matthias, you can tell she's a little bit out of her playing field when it starts talking about something like that, specifically the throne.
Mhm.
Oh. And then, if this is all successful, you see like a little glint, like just little grain of hope in her eyes. And a lot of this hinges on your guys' answer as she directs this question to all of you.
Oh no.
Hmm.
And will all of you assist in the long cleanup that would follow?
I
I
shall
will.
do-
Yes.
I'm
I
still
shall
here
do
at
so
the end
now.
of it. I'm in.
Yes.
I hope. Hopefully, I can.
For
to
the
prevent this
protection of
chaos in
all
the
those
future,
I love,
absolutely.
I shall do so. Do what I must.
The delirium needs to go away,
Yeah.
regardless of what's in the
Don't
crater.
Disagree. But opening what is ever in the crater, it puts it puts this world at risk. Yes, I see that. I am not blind.
Oh, yeah.
But I just fear that it puts so many other worlds at risk should you fail. Because then the delirium, surely I do not think that thing will have any consideration for cleanup. If it has any soul or conscious.
Yeah.
Well, the creature. Let's put it this way: either we try or we don't. Right?
And
If we
is
do
trying
try,
truly better?
yes.
I think that it's
Why?
better now, and we can plan
Yeah.
for it and prepare
Re-
for it than wait until it
regardless
gets out on its own and we're
of
blindsided by it.
regardless of what
Mhm.
happens, if we don't try, it will come out
It's
in the
a
future.
ticking time bomb, essentially.
Can everyone roll me a persuasion check with advantage?
I'd like to help. Or no,
Well, there's
it's
yeah,
not
we
really
already
good. Yeah.
Is there anyone who wants an 18?
Oh, I'll take an 18.
Because my persuasion's pretty good without
Or
it.
Oh,
actually, no,
really?
never mind. Never mind.
Well,
Yeah, no.
someone that hasn't rolled yet. Do you want to use it on somebody?
Yeah, I haven't rolled yet.
I have a
Sure,
+7.
Doc, you... which of you wants it?
I've also +7.
Give it to Fasoli.
Also, keep
Alright,
in mind
Sully,
that
you
I
get
do
it.
have luck.
I have a 1.
So, like, in case I do roll badly, if like Doc takes it, I can still have a potential for rolling high.
I do
Fine.
I do that. Then I also do have the D8 I can add.
Oh,
Which
I'm giving it to Doc.
does-
Final answer.
All right.
Okay.
Doc, you got you have a +1?
Okay.
Well, Doc, do
So-
you have a +1?
Yeah, I do.
So 19.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Bop.
Okay.
I'll take it.
And Josh, I'm going to be rolling.
Gee, 2 19s from Fasoli, a natural 20 from Hans, and an 18! And another 19!
We will convince her.
Roll
We
20
will
decided,
convince her.
okay, I'd messed with you
Join us.
enough today.
Join us.
One of us.
Golly,
One of
can
us.
he beat the DC on this one?
Is the
He
DC
moves
26?
so-
DC's
I mean, I
pretty
could
darn
give her
high. I mean, she's really got really high bonus to her insight here.
Wait, Dale, give her a 2. Dale, give
I
her
could
the
give her
2.
a 2.
You will join us. You will
I
like
have
it.
not rolled yet.
Do it, give her a 2.
Give her a 2.
That sets her at an 18.
Oh, oh god.
Good call.
Join us.
I
Join
don't
us.
mean to be rude here, but that's why I was to be in all.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
got a +16 to
That's
insight.
terrifying.
Yes, she has a 24 to her wisdom.
Oh, wow.
Let's have her with her fight.
Wow.
I guess she's a level 20, but damn.
Yeah.
I must take time to meditate.
That's fair.
I wish you all safety within the ruins.
And
You
you.
as well.
You as well.
Lucretia,
You as well.
can I ask you a question before you go?
Yes.
As you are more attuned to the beings of the relics of Petruvia, or like in the city, can you agree that the breastplate was at this chapel here? And I basically pull out my map and just a little circle on it. Was it there as recorded last? Do you think?
There was. I think your sources may be mistaken. It was a ring, not a breastplate.
Right.
But yes.
Okay.
Dobrik, what are you asking?
Because no, I'm basically asking her to confirm the whereabouts. Yeah. To
Of like a
truly
relic of
confirm the
Vitruvio.
whereabouts.
Because it sounded like you were asking about the one that was here where we are, but we know that because
Well, no. Yeah.
He was
no,
asking about the Chapel of St. Grecia.
Okay. I'm like, I'm confused.
Yeah, this all gets rather confusing. With help from her attendants, she gets up and begins to walk out towards the cathedral. And as she leaves, even Argonath lets out an audible sigh.
Just sits down. It's just.
Oh goodness.
I want to
want
kill
some
that.
cookies.
I want to kill that queen. I'm gonna be honest.
I fought battles less stressful than that.
Yeah.
I've had
think-
deaths less stressful than that.
I think everybody wants to ring that greasy, aged,
bitch.
white cat.
Damn.
She just call her white?
A white.
I apologize.
Hmm.
I could think of no other words to express my frustration.
Fair.
So now do we kill her?
Understand.
I don't
Let's
think we
just
can kill her
take some
and
breathers.
do everything else that we need to.
Oh,
Let's
did
just
we?
take some breathers.
I
Would
think
agree.
if we
At
was
this
to-
point, Drexel just gets up and starts walking towards the stairs down.
Mhm. And
Freya,
so
Argonath, we discovered something on our way here. Something that's both a relief but also a massive problem.
What?
We found the
Yes.
executioner. It was in a buckled down row, just kind of patrolling.
Excuse me a minute, Clea says.
Understandable.
As she goes down the other set of stairs, Andra and Uther are just kind of like pale and like staring at you guys.
What?
Also just kind of just
mean-
shrugs, like, now you
No,
know.
no, this one's not your fault this time. I understand that.
We just
Uther
happened upon it.
begins. No, yes, I get it.
Just
Uh,
like
if
how we
we
have
do-
on most things here.
Okay.
Lord Argonath, I think it might be in our best interest to start researching how to conduct the ritual of wish if we wish to learn how to make the actual ritual for being able to have 2 wishes on our hand. That way we can use
I
it.
think that is too greedy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
cannot trust any kind of wish that one heart of delirium can grant, and that
I'm
it
in
will not
agreement
be
here.
twisted to some dark purpose.
Yep.
It's like that, like monkey's paw legend.
Yeah.
Like it might grant your wish,
also-
but it'll do it in the worst way possible.
Also, do remember, Hans, there's if we do need to, we do need this, like, the stepping. We need to step on each stair at once, not try to jump each floor.
I
Yes,
think
but-
also another obstacle is that we lack any arcane caster within our ranks of our current alliance or even future allies, being the unexpected followers of the Falling Fire. And to perform such a ritual, I have no doubt, would require such a thing. I am the
Yeah,
closest
yeah.
thing we have to a mage of high renown, and even I neglected my duties as a young wormling.
Understandable. I think a best option for maybe the rest of our day or our next this group's next mission would probably be to retrieve that other item that I was doing research on. The chapel of Saint Russia.
If you can find... Let me search my memory for a moment. He sits there and closes his eyes. It was a ring, wasn't it?
Sure.
Well, I find myself somewhat embarrassed to be mistaken in my memory.
I'm like,
It
I can
happens
pull
to
out
everyone.
Ignatius to double check.
I don't... one can still tell the truth if one is ignorant of the falsity within it, can one not?
Yeah.
I thought you were just gonna ask Ignatius.
Just casually ask Ignatius, hey, dude, what was the other, what was your bros, the other cool shit?
Oh, yes, that makes sense. I apologize. I am stressed.
Do you think one of these, as Stubborn, never
think
walks
we
up to him
all
and gives him a hug?
Cassandra, like, takes a step forward as you do that, and Argonath graciously accepts the hug.
We all need one.
I look
Cassandra
over.
retracts her step forward.
I look. I'm like, Cassandra, do you want a hug too?
No, I was about to strike him down for being so audacious.
Sure, you don't want a hug. You seem very.
Stay away from me, you problem child.
I would
Hey.
like a hug, but I'm covered in eyeballs.
You get pretty cool shit when you're a problem child.
What?
Perhaps I should say
Little
spoiled
hug.
brat.
That's really uncomfortable, actually. Stop hugging me, please.
Very, very gently, very gently.
Like, if you've ever put, like, your fingers on your closed eyelids and, like, put a little bit of pressure on them, it's like that, but across Fasoli's entire body.
Oh, God.
Eh,
It's like, oh.
I mean, like, I'm used to it, but I wear contacts, so.
It's just like,
Argonath, when
oh, I don't
we
like that feeling.
get the ring, do you want us just to bring it back the next day?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
I do not. Well. Yes, bring it back as soon as possible.
Understood.
You got it.
Give me a.
If
give me
you
a couple.
do need to rest here for a while, I understand you best maximize your efforts in the city. That is fine if it is within the power of the followers of the Falling Fire, or so isolated for so long. I doubt anyone will make an effort as to go get it.
Especially if it's right by the
Is
crater.
there any security at this chapel that we're going to be at that we need to be wary of? Like undead paladins guarding the tomb or anything like the relic?
No, this one was hidden primarily in secret.
Oh. In that case, if you give me about 8 hours to like take a nap and refresh my spells, I can prepare locate object and find things like it.
I think he's good. And also, I do have celestial guidance on my helm. If we do need to, like any type of spells like that, maybe dispel magic or something that keep Julius up a lot in the fight. I could probably do some. I could probably figure out something to do that.
There's no traps, is there? At least before the meteor.
There were not.
Perfect. Well,
you know, wait, no, better question. You know where it should be located at, or if there's anything we need to do to be able to get it, rather than having
You are
us get there.
testing my memory.
Well, it's important to help us
No,
succeed.
I am not. Yeah, no, I know.
He's just saying.
See, I've been rolling history checks for each question you guys have.
I'm wait, no, history. Wait, before you roll, let me just see if I have proficiency with it. Fuck, I don't.
During this,
Anyway.
Julius is going to pull out Ignatius so that way all of the everything is what happened, just so Ignatius knows.
I thought he was already pulled out.
No, we would have had to make charisma saving throws, or wisdom saving throws.
Whichever one, at this
That
point.
wisdom.
I shall fail mine if you pull him out willingly, and I'm gonna go return my plate real quick.
It should be buried along with the High Flame Keeper of the chapel. In his left eye socket, there should be a button that has been created in the stone that will then create a lever next to his left ankle that should be then flicked, and then the sarcophagus's lid placed back onto his tomb, and then removed once again, and the ring will be in his right eye socket.
Oh.
Can you write out that name, Josh? Because I feel like there might be more than just one Boyle in there.
What?
The High Flame
It's
Keeper.
the High Flame Keeper.
High Flame
High
Keeper.
Flame Keeper.
It's
Oh,
just
there
a
could be
title.
multiple. Yeah, there could be multiple. There could be just like as
There's
there's
one
multiple
per
things.
chapel.
Okay, well, okay, I didn't know.
It is the person to which the chapel is dedicated to.
Understood.
In that
Save it
case,
trivia.
we may not
I
need
just
locate
remember
object.
I just remember the one chapel we entered. There were a lot more sarcophagi than just the one.
Yeah, but there was only one Flamekeeper.
Okay.
It's still a
I
really
don't-
cool name.
Oh yeah.
I
In that case, I don't think I need locate object then.
All right,
Well,
so we're
take
just
a
messing
long
with-
rest
Well,
and
we
then
don't know how intact the chapel still
Oh,
is.
that
If
is
it was
true.
right on the edge of the crater. Might be good to have it regardless.
That is also a good choice. Clea comes back at this time.
Hi, Clea.
Hello, she says, wrapping her left-handed knuckles in bandages.
it's
I
just,
imagine they just have like a designated
Can I
room
heal
for
that for
this.
you?
oh my gosh.
So
I do at this point.
Miss Clea, would you like me to heal that for you?
No, the pain is distracting.
Okay then. Solely internally just, I can't relate, but okay.
a little bit masochistic, but
No, it's understandable.
Self-flagellation is not something that I encourage, but I can understand the perspective.
I mean, I did. There was a friend once that is we got like that.
Well,
Good job.
if there's nothing else, I think we shall make our way over there then.
Well,
I'd like to the group. Anything else?
I thought you were going to
Oh,
be
I thought we were
resting.
taking a day.
yeah,
Yeah.
we are resting.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah.
just like I'm itching for a fight.
I want to hit something after that frustrating conversation.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, but I understand. I will give them a copy of the
Can
notes for
just
my Trask
just a
research
personal
session though.
just a personal request. After we do kill the harass, can we just burn the queen? Just
What?
No.
Hold on. Hold
Okay.
on. There's a
Okay.
couple
Man, if
of
we're fighting the
things.
Tarrasque, we might not have to.
Yeah.
we
You
just
say, so you're saying? I think that's a discussion for after the session. Let us finish the session first, and then talk about that
Like,
afterwards.
if we survive this, we can talk about going and messing up the queen. Assuming she hasn't got, oh god, a Tarrasque, bye. Which is
Alright,
how I would react to seeing a Tarrasque personally.
well, it's a crater, so unless like it's bigger than the fucking crater, like when it comes out, then that's gonna be even more.
Oh boy,
Probably.
you missed the conversation earlier today.
What did I miss? I if I miss a conversation, then of course I would miss what it was about.
Oh no,
What
it's
you
it was
missed.
mostly jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But is
Anyways,
it,
you guys can take your long rest.
Is a fucking
Yeah.
Tarrasque like a TARDIS where it looks smaller in the inside the crystal, but when it gets out, it's like Godzilla?
No, the official art depicts it as like 30 stories tall.
So we shrank it down. It's in the clown car then.
Track me down, I'll become more powerful.
I mean, I don't think making the Tarrasque a bit smaller is really that insane of a power for Zobel to have.
Josh, I wish
Yeah.
for
Just
the
like
Tarrasque to be
packaged
a
it for
baby.
shipping, when they needed it.
yeah.
Josh, I wish the Tarrasque to become a baby. Like, just-
Failure.
Like
That
just
was
age
never
it down
a
to
good
being a year old.
Well, see, the thing
Yeah.
is because it's ageless, a
Oh.
year old is still
Tarrasque.
infinity.
So where'd it come from?
Yeah, how was it
It
born,
was
Josh?
It's spawned.
Who is its
created.
mama? Who is its mama?
Zoval.
Oh.
Bruh.
Also, what
It
are the
was created.
what are the new mutations, Joshua?
Let's see. What new dice do I have to make people fail insight checks today?
Oh! Oh my fucking god!
What? Oh, it's a shame that's not like 3 rests from now.
I'll take it, you know.
Uh,
Let's
I
just
think,
go.
I think I've
no,
used
no,
this
fuck
like
it.
3 times more
Alright,
to
no.
make people
Alright,
fail
hear me
their
out.
insight checks than in
Hear me
actual
out.
combat.
Come on, hear me out. Hear me out. Fuck it. We go to the throne room right now.
God no.
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 We ain't ready for that.
Yeah.
Basoli,
Hmm?
you are a fish.
I'm sorry, what?
You are a fish.
I am a fish.
You have
Fillet
fins
fish.
Oh, I
And
have
gills.
fins. Can I
Okay,
still
and
Still
breathe
webbed
air?
hands and feet.
Do they have to
Okay,
be in the
Spin
water?
with fish.
Hagfish.
Ew.
Oh, we're going really Basil.
Why is everyone louder all of a sudden? What the fuck?
You're just you could throw slime at people now.
Oh, when
You're
Fasoli,
the,
You're
you're
a
the
cyclostome.
alpaca of the aquatic
when Fasoli's stressed, more slime gets produced by it.
Hagfish are so freaking disgusting.
Alright, are we?
Right.
So, what's our plan of action here, ladies and gentlemen?
So where exactly
Two.
around the crater is it, Josh?
About there.
We go there
We go there how?
by walking.
We levitate.
Stop.
We do the
Men and
cha-cha
women.
slide.
Look, my game engine is a lot better than most
Oh.
Bethesda's. We're not flying.
Aw.
There you go.
Slash game mode C.
Is this good? Everybody good?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to cross the bridge. Out of the way, we have to cross the bridge.
Yeah.
Like
Cool.
we could like go all the way to the freaking ferry, but nah.
Everybody
be
give
fine.
me a D10.
No,
Ball.
I'm gonna cast Pass No Trace just so we can get the fuck through this easy. That's good.
The queen ambushes us and says, "Ha ha ha! ha! I was waiting for you this entire time."
We go, thank goodness, square up, bitch.
I mean,
This gives us an excuse to kill her. Then it is self-defense.
It's like, are we gonna hunt down the queen? No. If she presents the opportunity, are we gonna take it? Probably.
Yes, probably.
Everybody roll me another D10.
We won't start a fight, but we'll sure
Hey!
finish it.
I would like to kill the queen.
Ooh.
2 tens.
You guys find 3 delirium fragments in a small glass container.
I get this as money, but after yesterday, I kind of feel like bad about taking these.
A little
I feel like
bit.
it's hypocritical.
Yeah.
See fragments, right?
Yep, 3 fragments.
Crossing the bridge, everyone's favorite bright friends show up.
You're off.
Now.
fuck
Everybody
off.
make a wisdom saving throw.
Tell them we're not here.
Ugh.
We're calling Megan a hang
Unlock
up.
that. There
I
we
have
go.
immunity to frightened.
Jesus fucking
No.
This,
What the
is the
fuck?
this is the charmed condition.
I'm gonna re-roll that
All
with
got
bowl.
immunity to
Oh well,
frightened.
well, I have immunity to that too. No.
Yeah, I'm
I have
kinda
immunity
fucked
to
up.
all status effects.
Oof.
I
We're the
become
terror-
God.
We have obtained.
Oh,
the status
Michael,
of
I guess you and I are going for a swim.
Yes! As
Okay.
Dubrick and Hans go in opposite directions and begin the motions of a swan dive off of the bridge.
No.
Julius would have to go and grapple Dubrick.
Dubrick, make me an acrobatics check.
Can I try and grab
Julius.
Hans?
Make
What's
an
his thumb?
athletics the same for Ilda and Hans.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I'll make
It's
it.
gotta be acrobatic.
Wait, you said acrobatics or athletics for me,
Oh,
Josh?
fuck.
Oh, I'm
It
so
is a-
close.
It is a grapple check.
Does it
Oh,
have
I'll
guidance?
use my.
I'll
Either.
flash of genius on Julius.
Okay.
See, so it's either Josh or
It is either or.
take my minus
Oh.
one.
Thank God.
No. Actually, it's not pick your worst one. It's pick your
Oh.
best one because you want to jump off the bridge.
No, that one.
Doesn't matter.
By one, let's go, Hilda. You're like, no.
Hilda like trips
tripped,
on
yeah.
herself into your waistcoat and grabs you.
You know what? It was scuffed, but it worked.
Vasily just turns around, just Julius, Dubrick is diving.
I have to imagine
know!
Dubrick and Julius are like doing complex parkour after each other with rolls like that.
And it's just like Ilda's just like is dragging me by my feet to just like have me face plant.
The way I
It like
picture
trips and
it.
crashes into you as you're like
Have
running
you,
into rock.
have you ever seen Professional Tag?
Oh my
Professional
God.
drag.
That is Julius and Dubrick. Have you ever seen two drunks trying to get each other? That is Hans and Ilda.
After the show, I look back and he's like, "Do you think you have enough speed there, Ilda? Do you think you're fast again?"
Julius,
Yes.
shut the fuck up.
No.
I'll throw you in
Alright.
the river. Get over here.
It's not the right
Everybody
people in
make
the
me a
river.
Constitution saving throw against the deep haze.
Screw up.
no.
Ooh.
Well, it's
What,
a
again?
DC 20
Oh,
now,
dang it.
right?
And the-
It's DC 20, yeah.
Oh shit! I'm re-rolling mine with board.
I'm gonna have a second contamination.
Thank
most
God.
likely.
You
I
were
will,
at 0 at the start of this.
So you get one.
I will
'Cause you
give
got
a flash
cleared
of
of it
genius
last
to
time.
Hans.
Yeah.
You can thank Fasoli for that.
Thank you, Sully.
Everyone who's failed this DC 20
Right.
gets a point of contamination. I don't think I've given y'all contamination from like ambient haze in like 10 sessions.
Nope.
We had
Everyone roll
like that all
me.
those debates about getting like producing Aqua Expurgo, and then we just like ignored it for like months.
Well, we have Aqua Expurgo.
We just don't care
Everybody-
anymore.
Everybody roll me a D8.
We have 16 doses.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do we? Cool.
We got. Oh, this is weird. 2 3s, 2 6s, and an 8.
It is odd.
And a 2.
And a 2. You forget about the 2.
Alright. Everybody roll me another D8.
3, 6, 2.
Fuck.
Oh, there
damn
it
it.
is.
That's it.
And
Thank God I have
It
passed
had
that.
to happen sometime.
It's gonna be like just a fucking frog monster inside the chapel, just like it was with our tower.
Cool. I'm not scared of frog monsters.
Never mind.
Y'all would deck the living crap out of that.
It would be there's a frog monster at a tower. Like a rock paper scissors in between Elda and Julius.
Exactly. Like at least half of the party could just 1v1 that thing. I'm almost sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
Might hurt, but we could do it.
And I grab Hans.
I would like, or yeah, I'm gonna save my action because I don't know what we're gonna fight yet, and I feel like I want to use that use of energy wisely. So I don't know what we're fighting at the fucking monastery, that little chapel. So it's gonna be
If we're fighting anything.
Yeah.
if we're fighting.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We might
There's
get
no
lucky.
traps.
there's no traps, but that doesn't mean nothing's moved in.
I'm more concerned with it just having been obliterated in the meteor.
That's why I've got locate object.
Yeah. So we could
Yeah,
probably take that red off the Mormons' place now.
Yeah.
Cool though.
They're now an ally. Go to green. I like how we have like the Mormons
Well,
friendly at
green
the gate,
implies
and then here's like,
safety.
this is a danger.
Like green is safety. This area is still not safe because deep haze.
This is also T-Pace.
Yeah.
I didn't put that text there. Someone
I still
else.
don't think we need the red.
No,
I
we
did
don't
not
need
put
the
that
red.
there either.
I think Zane
That
did.
was
And I
me.
don't think we need the pink
that was
either.
me. Yeah. Because
The
it was a safe
fucking-
way. It was a safe way to go through the deep haze because they basically just said, "Oh yeah, you guys can just come
Yeah.
through this gate whenever."
And not that
But
it matters
still.
all that much. We know that the T-Pace is bad and that there's a gate there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
and
they
also,
let us in
yeah.
for free.
And also, you know, just on. I mean, to be honest, you can probably just get rid of the circle. You can just get rid of the red circle.
That's what I was saying.
That's what we were saying.
I don't know who the fuck put it there.
I had put it there initially, but it's on the map layer now, so I can't.
Oh, rip.
Oh.
We'll suffer then.
We'll
With our
suffer.
inaccurate circles.
Perish.
Ah,
We
yes.
will not die.
Perish, Korthian. Radioactive.
I mean, you know,
Paris.
you're trying, Josh. You know, I mean, if you wanna get ahead, I guess you could just kill me now.
I mean,
Just leave me alone for a session.
No.
I could.
Alright,
no.
why would we?
Because you guys love me and are tired of torturing me.
You're the ones who
Dynamic
torture us!
laugh.
What do you mean?
One of those statements is definitely true.
Also, aren't you the one
do I
torturing us?
get to choose?
No.
2 truths and 1 lie.
Josh, I think the torturing is a reverse Uno on you, because you do that to us.
Yeah, but like we also do it back, so I think
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
mutual. at
Yeah.
this point.
We just
All
say cringy
suffer
stuff.
together.
I think it's
We're
just more
all
we say
in
cringy things that just make him
together.
irritated.
Nope.
and then there's also, well, I mean, I'll leave them.
Oh. This is sad.
It's
What's up, Gracie? How's it going?
As you begin to hear the sounds that is becoming all too familiar to you of the Grey Seer somewhere off in the distance, the ever-following sound of skittering feet and scratching claws follows with it. But you begin to hear heavier footsteps, larger ones. And I want you all, if you want to avoid this encounter, make me a stealth check.
I would like to help. Hold on, wait. I would like to help. I would like to help.
And burp.
I would like to help.
Burp,
Oda.
yes.
Cool.
Do we have burp as well?
Yes.
Okay. I should use all my DH dodge.
I'm a luck that.
Heavy armor.
Just pass up.
Yes.
Yeah, pass.
Oh, passes up. Okay.
Good thing
That's still
Damn,
26.
that was pretty fucking low.
So you're not
Oh.
going to be heard.
But
Everyone roll me a perception check to not accidentally run into them.
Okay.
I have an advantage on my perception check because of the Rod of Alertness.
if I miss it,
Ignore the plus 10. Ignore the plus 10.
Are we getting
if
burp as well?
Let's get Burb for this as well.
Okay.
I should also use all my DH dodge.
I'll use
Yeah,
the.
I'm rolling so bad on Bird.
Do you think that 2d6 is needed for 30?
Well,
Probably
Rolled
not.
anyway.
Yeah.
well, anyway.
Yeah, but you may as well.
Oh, now it is 40.
Okay, so you're not gonna do it on purpose. Everybody roll me a d10 to see if it happens by accident.
Oh, goodness.
Because the fact that both groups have rolled good enough stealth that they can't be found by the other.
It's
Rolled
Veo
stumbling
and
around in
Dobrik.
the dark.
It's
It is
Veo
Veo
and
and
Dobrik.
Dobrik all over
That's
again.
hilarious.
It is Veo?
So funny.
Dobrik? Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm doing alright. How about you? I'm doing pretty well.
I wonder how Bayo's doing. I hope she's good.
She's still following us secretly.
Yeah.
We have thoroughly evaded an encounter with the Grey Seer. Will it be the last? I don't know.
I mean, is he. Like, he has the same goal as us, is just get rid of the Trask.
He's just a lot more brutal in the way he goes about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we just have.
so many strangers to brutality?
Yeah. We have. Wait, how many war criminals do we have in this party?
Uh,
I mean, if we're counting the fiasco with curing Tech 4.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
is that a war criminal,
That's-
though? That's just a
that
crime
definitely
against
counts.
humanity.
Okay,
Yeah.
So,
Who are the two that aren't war criminals?
Fasoli.
Vasoli and you, as far as we
Yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah, that's
Well,
true.
you,
That's
so
far.
far, maybe.
So far.
so far.
So,
I just sold my soul. I'm gonna be a war criminal once I had to repay, work for the demon, so.
Yeah, you're-
Kidnapping
you're-
someone is not a war crime. Is not a war crime.
For criminal training.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
why he
ready-
left you with us. He's
Oh.
hoping we'll run off on you.
Quieting down just a little bit.
Just kidnapping someone is not a war crime, it's just a crime.
Yeah. It's the part that came after it.
Well, if we're
Yeah.
expanding this to
Hey,
all
that
crimes,
wasn't
we're
up
all
to
guilty.
me. I just kidnapped
Everybody
the guy.
roll me an Arcana in... That is not the right word. Arcana, religion, or nature check.
Hey,
Oh
before
boy,
anyone-
I'm bad at all of them.
You said Arcana, nature,
all
or
of those
religion,
suck.
right?
Arcana 0, Nature, 0.
Let me go for
You're better than me, Julius. All of mine are a -1.
Religion.
Religion.
Hey,
I
0.
can't help anyone with it, so my bad.
can I
Oh,
guidance
sure.
myself?
Yeah,
You
that's
gu-
funny.
Guidance is... Yeah, guidance is a... reaction now.
Oh,
What's the
just
standard
9.
number?
20 because, and also
14.
take off the 13
12.
because I said forgot to take that off.
Oh, that is one success.
Oh.
You guys begin looking for this chapel. You can't find it. It takes you 30 minutes to do so. Let's make another check, everybody.
Let's put a burb on this.
I'll take the bird. The bird is the word.
The bird will
That
wring your
sounds so
fucking
much.
neck.
24.
24.
Shut up.
24.
Hey,
Literally 24.
16.
Big.
29.
Let's fucking go. That's fine.
That is definitely going to be enough successes.
Dumper's like, come on, guys, hurry up. And everyone's like,
Dude's like,
full.
do I look like the religious type to you?
Apparently,
Points
we
at
all
sword, yes.
Along the
Looks at
northwest...
Ignatius.
Shush!
Sorry.
Along the northwest side of the crater rests the Chapel of St. Gratia. Nothing remains of the domed rooftop. Instead, the bricks composing the circular chapel float in the air, deconstructed in perfect geometric order. Perhaps if the magic holding them aloft were broken, they would collapse back into their proper place. Instead, the chapel walls... Inside the chapel walls, a lighted stone brazier stands upon a tiered marble dais. The entropic flame burns in an unnatural purple-red hue. The coals within are delirium shards.
Oh.
The mosaic on the floor is cracked and broken. Several platforms may have once been held statues, but little else remains save blasted rock. There are symbols painted all over this chapel. Many of them resemble plans of rattlings. The
Is this
most
a
dominant
crisis?
ones that you can see are similar to the symbol on the back of the Grey Seer's letter to Queek.
Hmm.
Are we at the
Everybody
Gracie's
roll
home?
me a d6.
Go,
Ah,
bro.
nice.
We just fucking went into we went into his house! We're in his house!
Well,
Let me
Oh,
find this
don't
map.
worry.
easy. It's us.
He probably won't kill us.
We did let Fig go. You know, it should get us like a few brownie points.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
plus, he wants to
Maybe.
use us as a first sacrifice before he sacrificed all of his ratlings, so it makes sense for him to just be, let them kill, let
Hopefully.
the Trask kill them rather than me. That's just more work on me.
Guess we'll find out.
Let's take another very quick break.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
I know there's been a lot of them this session, but I need a minute to
Well, we do
Determine
have
who-
the
determine who's at home.
we do have
So, you guys are outside of the cathedral.
right.
Yeah.
You get
Well, that-
into the cathedral. You see
Wait.
4 figures that look like ratmen. They look like ratlings, but they have 6 horns sprouting from their heads, 2 of which curve back far beyond their heads, and then curve even further beyond their faces. forming a strange symbol that is difficult to understand and see. Each of them carries two what would be short swords in their hands, but their size is enough to dwarf the swords into small daggers. Their fur is matted and pleated in a way that looks almost like scale armor. And their tails, about as thick as a man's upper arm at the base, splits halfway down, each split of the tail holding yet another short sword, or four in total. Their bodies are big and muscular, and taut, always. They stand guard over the brazier. The room itself is ringed with sarcophagi, and at the far end, farthest away from you, you see the sarcophagi of the Flamekeeper, the High Flamekeeper. They just look at you and stare.
Hey,
I know Undercommon if we want me.
translators. Can we see if we can find a resolution to see if we
Okay.
can retrieve?
Yep. Yeah, we can try.
Ring without-
I will say hello
Oh.
in Undercommon and just say we're not here for trouble. We're just here to grab something and not harm you or what the Grey Seers hold. We're just simply here to grab something that's been here for a while, and then we'll be on our way, and there'll be no problems between us. And it's to help us deal with what's in the crater. And I feel like the Grey Sea might understand that since we will be the ones fighting it.
The Ascended Seer
Yes.
thinks that you can fight the Eater of Things.
I pull out the letter, saying we got this from Queek.
We know of you. Do any of you speak Infernal?
Let me check. I might have to learn it.
I speak the opposite.
I do not.
Undercommon,
Strangely, yes.
Common.
What?
Why on earth does Doc know Infernal?
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't.
I do
The two creatures in the back lean over towards each other, and they say something in a language that you guys do not understand. And they seem skeptical of all of you. Their view of all of you is judgmental, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we know that we as people don't have the best relations, but we know that if we wish to all live from what's in the crater, we need to just grab something that's in here. We do not mean you harm, and if you want, we can send one person to do what we need to get done, and that way we can just all be nice and calm about what we're doing.
You pinkskins. You scratch fight. Well,
Mm-hmm.
how well do you scratch fight?
In what context?
How do you scratch fight in each of all things?
A player me was about to say carefully.
What think dream plan do you have? What think dream scheme do you skitter in your minds?
Get that in mind. I think at the moment is we are basically trying to gather up some either some items that could counter some of its supposed attacks. What it says in legend, and this is all in Undercommon. It's what is said in legend about how it attacks, and we are trying to counter that.
You think that shiny warpers will help you scratch fight the eater of things. But when it eats fights your mind, what do you next? Is
We-
your think brain strong?
Our think brain is pretty strong with the group that we have going to fight it, but having everything we need to fight it will be very beneficial for us.
Hmm.
And one of the things we need is in this room. And we just want to grab it, and we'll be out of here. And then you don't have to worry about us. And then we will go fight the thing that eats all. If we die, we already know the Gracier was planning to fight it too.
The one at the
So-
far back is going to cast a spell on you.
Oh, me personally?
Yes.
What is the spell?
He is casting Mental Prison.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't think there's a way to counter that.
Then I would like you to make me an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, I mean, I could use an action to. Well, no, it's too late for that. I can't really use an action because it's happening right now.
Yeah, D6. We got Flash of Genius. We can do this.
I also have a +5, and I have the 6 from Ilda, so just normal.
Oh, you're fine.
I
Nice.
don't think you
Not-
need Flash of Genius for that.
I am a smart boy. That's an 18. 19,
You take
24.
29 psychic damage,
Ow! Fucker!
and then he's gonna do the same to Dubrick.
That's
Dubrick,
where it
make
all
me an
goes.
intelligence saving throw.
I would like to give him advantage. I would like to give him advantage with
This
my.
is a saving throw. You cannot
Yeah.
help on saving throws.
The two boys got it.
Dubrick, you take 27 psychic damage.
I'd like
This is
to use
very
my.
rude.
I'd like to use my
Ugh.
action to use the use of energy for psychic damage, please.
They continue to converse briefly in Infernal. And the one that casts the spells seems to be leading the conversation in whatever direction it is taking. But their mannerisms are very different from a lot of you. And eventually the conversation ends. And they each back off to a side.
Do they seem like they're gonna be hostile to us? Like from the mannerisms they're doing and like how they're looking, if they're like have their hands close to their weapons to attack us if we do approach.
They always have their hands on their weapons.
Okay.
And they're
well,
just kind of aggressive in general. But they have made a path for you.
That's what
Okay. Yeah, let's just go.
Julius will take the lead, I guess.
Yeah.
I
I'll
will
follow.
follow then.
I'll follow.
Yeah.
They allow you to retrieve the ring in the fully intact grave. The exact order of operations that Argneth gave to you.
Is the ring
The
there?
ring itself is there. Is probably the most elaborate thing that you've seen belonging to Saint Vitruvio. It is made of gold and has a large ruby set in the middle of it. That's cutting makes it look almost like a blossoming rose.
Ooh.
It has 2 rubies on the top and bottom of that setting, and then is lined on the rest of the outside of the setting with diamonds.
Damn.
Pretty.
Fucking Vitruvio is pimping.
And then we walk up.
That is going to be the end of the session.
Alright.
Wait, they're
Well,
back.
was that their version of a vibe check, Josh? Is like if we failed, they would have just fucking killed us.
Oh yeah,
Oh boy.
They were tried.
Thank God they did it on the two fucking.
Thank
on
God
two
for
roads.
saving throw bullshit.
They did it on the two people who were talking and undercomment to them, who actually were
Exactly.
with
Who
intelligence.
have
saves. Let's go,
intelligence
Michael.
saves.
Because roads.
that's your first interaction with a vermin lord.
Oh.
Yeah, cool.
Oh,
Can you
The
show us
things
what their
that,
art looks like?
Let me find it.
I guess
Just
Can I
post
see
it.
the
I'll post
ring?
it in Xeris.
Cool, because it sounds horrifying.